Oh God, here it comes. Oh, hot, 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 hot. Hot, 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 hot. Mr. Marsh, we apologize, and if it's okay with you, we would like to present you your long overdue trophy.
Mag.
Look at little Goblin Jr. Gonna cry?
You broke my heart today.
On Valentine's Day, bro.
Bro, I cried today.
I'm here with Razor eating ice cream, consoling him all night.
I cried, dude. Like, I couldn't believe it, man. Like, fuck, dude. I got inspired by sitting here watching these guys, bro. Like, fucking my mystery, like, doing mystery boxes and mail haul. Dude, I was hurt, bro. Let's continue on, guys.
Stop crying, you sniveling ass. Stop your nonsense.
God damn it, man.
All right.
Yeah, man. I don't know, bro.
All right.
Fuck, dude.
I know it gets to you.
What, are you gonna cry now? Come on, cry, baby, cry for me. Come on, cry.
Especially when those guys like Rob and DJ Links reached out to me and told me how much they were hurt and how they were not going to be sponsors and they're going to pull out. I'm hurt. That hurt, man. Yeah. You know what I do? I do need to grow some balls, bro. But you know what I mean? Maybe I do, man. Maybe I'm just, a big pussy, bro. You're right.
You're a pussy.
I'm a big emotional pussy, bro. You're right.
That's pussy, Razor.
Yeah, you might be right, bro.
The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation. The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
Can you hear me out there?
Wrong.
Real fucking high on drugs. Real fucking high on drugs.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another Saturday night, another Modern Comic Mayhem, where we get really stoned before the show and fuck up the intros. We're good at that. So thanks for joining us, you guys. Shout out to everybody that's hanging out during the session. Hopefully your session was excellent. 83 of you at the beginning of the show. Nice. Appreciate you guys. Hit that thumbs up. Get it out of the way first, right? Just get that fucking thing out of the way. And I know it sucks for you guys on your TVs to hit the thumbs up. So just bust out your phone. Go hit up the fucking stream on your phone. It's easy as that. Do me a favor. Hit it. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Gentlemen, how you doing? We've been backstage trying to get John his audio to work, but we're having issues. So we're trying to figure it out. But I'm sure we will sometime in the show.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
We got this. I believe in us.
Mike, James, how you guys doing?
So good, man. So good. Saturday night, hanging out with the homies. That's how we roll.
Yeah.
Yep.
We were talking backstage about the Mark Spears phenomena of the Holy Grails and everything, and how crazy it is. There are still Holy Grails, unholy Grails from the Halloween set, you guys, still available out there. I think there's 2 that have not been claimed so far.
Yep.
And here's something interesting. So I didn't realize this, but I was talking to Mark last week, and I'm going to spill a little bit. I don't know if this is known or not, It might not be known. I've never heard it, and if I've never heard it, that's kind of crazy. But so Mark got all the I think they're all 9/8 signature series. I think they all might be 9/8, except maybe there might be one or two that's not. I don't know, but I think they're all 9/8. I'm pretty sure they're all 9/8. There's 13 of them. The way that they did it is they packaged them up, and then they randomized them. And Mark doesn't even. He had his people randomize them. He doesn't even know which is which when he sends out the package. He doesn't know which is in which. So I asked him the other night, I'm like, hey man, does John, can you hear us?
Hello?
Yep, we can hear you now, brother.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can fix your echo cancellation. Can you hear us? No.
Yeah, stand by.
All right. There you go. You're good.
This is crazy.
You're good. So basically I asked him, I said, hey man, is the orange Helvis still available? And he's like, I don't know. I go, what do you mean you don't know? He goes, I don't know. We still have 2 left to send out, and I don't know which ones they are. So the orange Helvis could be out there, and the person that has it just hasn't talked about it, which is kind of cool when it comes to like these weird, really limited items, right? You don't know if they've been pulled. There's the real famous one. There's the Steph Curry top superfractor rookie, right?
Yeah, the superfractor.
So, and we don't know if that's sitting in somebody's collection and they pulled it and they just don't know they have it. And you think that's crazy. A gold Steph Curry rookie, tops rookie, was found in a collection recently. And the guy was like, I didn't know I had it. It's like a 30K, 20K card just sitting there. Yeah. So whoever has that Steph Curry. But anyways, I thought it was interesting. And for those of you guys that don't know what I'm talking about, let me show you. This is probably one of the best. This is the best Unholy Grail that he's done so far, and it's sitting either in somebody's collection or it's sitting in his getting ready to be pulled. All right, where do we go? How many of these did you open, James?
The Halloween ones?
Yeah.
250.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I did breaks, but I mean, I opened personally. I think I opened like 100 for myself. I think I broke like 150 for customers.
Mm-hmm.
That is so rad.
That is unreal, man.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite Mark Spears Monsters cover. Might be my favorite. Might be.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking gnarly.
Do you know? You mentioned that some of the one-of-ones have different coloration or variant. Any idea what this one's going to look like on the one-of-one?
So this is the one-of-one. This is
that is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the way it looks normally, he's in just a normal white suit. You know what I mean? And there's no black behind him or no orange behind him. It's a different cover, and he did this one specifically in the orange for this. The one that I have, so the one that I got is based on this one.
Yeah.
So if you look at mine, mine's different colors, and the name is different. Instead of Freaky Frank, it's Uno of Uno.
I love it.
Yeah. And it, of course, signed. And,
old Garbage Pail Kid style.
bro,
So good.
This is probably my second favorite Mark Spears Monster cover.
Dude, you're not wrong.
Yeah. Perfect. Absolutely perfect, in my opinion. So that's the shit we love, right? Lord Zero, by the way, check this out. Lord Zero, who's in the chat right now, lives here in Phoenix as well, and he has the other Garbage Pail Kids one-of-one Unholy Grail variant. Yeah, the Wolfman one, I believe. That's right? Cool. Right, Lord Zero? That's the one you have? Anyways, it's good shit. All right. One thing that we have to talk about with Mike here is something we talked about the other night, and that is the sale of the Death of Superman original art, which is crazy that it's showing up on the market. But it's pretty amazing to see all of those pages together. And I asked Mike backstage, I didn't know if it was the entire book that they were selling or what, but you're saying there's a couple pages missing, right?
They said it's almost complete is how they phrased it. I haven't gone through frame by frame to see which pages they don't have in there. Look at that right there. The clip on the chin is one of my favorites. So good.
They're all amazing.
Yeah, so this, I mean, it sounds like this was from a single collector who apparently had the issue complete, I would assume, unless so he's either keeping some pages or maybe the artist gave some pages away. But this was a shock to the art collecting community that this popped up. I mean, we've been hunting this for years, and this is about as big as it gets.
Yeah, that is insane.
I think that, and no disrespect to Metropolis or Comic Connect, I think that to maximize value, I probably would have spaced it out into multiple auctions and kind of trickled like maybe a page out a year. That's typically what like an auction house like Heritage would do, right? Heritage they had some giant size X-Men pages years ago, or the Tales of Suspense 39. They had that book complete, and they trickled them out once every 6 months, once every year. And it really, really escalated prices. So Tales of Suspense, when it first started, prices were, in the $60,000 to $100,000 range for a page. And then once the suit pages came out, there's only 13 pages total in that issue. But once the suit pages started to come out, those prices jumped up to like $250,000, then like $500,000. So it's just really insane how you create a market as an auction house. And I think that, there may be some pages in here that I shouldn't say underperform, but perform less than maybe they would have if they had gone over time. I know for me, I'm looking at how I can liquidate certain pieces to make a run at some of this stuff, because this is like a once in a lifetime issue. I mean, I remember buying this as a kid, just scrounging as much money as I could to buy as many copies as I could. This was in every news publication. It was the biggest event in comics at the time. So
it's still one of the biggest events in comics history. I mean, it was unreal. I mean, it did a lot for comics, good and bad. But there was a really good question in chat from Chad Cave. He says, I wonder if the OA for Action 1 exists. What is the oldest OA that is out there for like the action stuff?
I think the Action 2 cover came to auction.
Wow.
Action 1, maybe not. I have to double check that. There's an early Action, I think 20 or 21 in Heritage right now in the signature event. I can pull that up for you in a second. But if someone wants to fact check me, if you look at the Heritage signature auction that's coming up, ending in March, it's I think first 20 issues of Action. Action 1, I don't think exists from what I understand. I've never seen it, certainly, and I've heard rumors that it, maybe pieces of it existed, but no one's seen the full thing. So,
wow,
yeah,
that'd be crazy, man.
Yeah. I mean, we were just talking about today about, Amazing Fantasy 15, right? Arguably that's up there with biggest book of all time. And that's sitting in the Library of Congress, right? Someone, such an interesting story. Someone donated it anonymously to the Library of Congress, but to do so, they actually had to get Steve Ditko's permission. So Steve Ditko knew who donated it, right? Because that art should have been returned to Steve Ditko, but someone managed to save it while all the thieves were sort of plundering the Marvel archives. Someone managed to grab that issue and save it for that purpose. And so it sits in the Library of Congress right now.
Wow.
Yeah. So the rumor is a lot of people speculate and they think it's Marie Severin. Like that's kind of the thought of most people. That's who swiped it, because she had a hand in just about everything Marvel. She did all the kind of the finishing stuff before it went to publication. And so she had a tremendous respect for the artists and the characters and the material. So that's sort of the thought, is that Marie maybe when the thieves were out, that she grabbed it, but
That's smart.
no one
Yeah.
knows.
Thank God.
No one knows.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Sky Jaguar Man says, are they auctioning this per page or the whole issue? Per page, right?
Per page.
Yeah.
Yeah, per page. Any guesses? What do you guys think? What do you think that cover will go for?
Oh God, dude. I have no
Dark Knight
idea.
1 went for 2.4 million, I think.
Is it it's got to be more recognizable than Dark Knight 1. I mean,
I think so.
You think it hits more than that? I mean, when did the Dark Knight 1 sell?
It sold in 2022, and it was an interesting auction because the market was kind of struggling at the time, and so it was kind of an off-cycle auction. That happens, when crypto hits, goes down, and the stock market goes down. People are a little bit tighter with their bidding, but Jim Halpern actually ended up winning the Heritage auction for Dark Knight 1, so it sits in Jim Halpern's collection.
Wow.
5 mil? Yeah, Chad thinks 5 mil. Could be.
Wow.
I think. I mean, it's a weird thing, but like I think it'll go decent. I think probably 7 figures it'll hit. I'd be surprised if it didn't.
Oh yeah, easy.
Yeah,
but then the
it'll be in
pages,
7 figures.
the individual pages are going to be interesting, right? So,
Yeah.
the guy
'Cause, like that page should go for a lot.
And
Yeah,
that page
I
where
mean,
Lois is holding
it-
them.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
my mind, most of these pages should be 6-figure pages, but again, because you're auctioning so many at the same time,
Mhm.
your
Flooding
buyer
the
market
Yeah.
is limited at that point, and so you're I don't know. I think you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot a little bit by doing this. On the flip side, the auction houses, they don't want a page to underperform, right? Like if a page underperforms, so let's say they auctioned a really good piece and it didn't do as well as the consignor expected, they could pull the rest of the pages. And so from the auction house's perspective, they want everything to go, right? Like they want it in all one auction because they don't want to take the chance that the consignor will pull anything.
Do we know how these got sold? I mean, did they come from Jurgens or Brett Breeding, or do we know?
We don't know. We don't know.
Wow.
I know with like the lead up to Death of Superman, those were all John Bogdanov. Like he kept a lot of his art.
Yeah.
And so he's been making a killing. Like, but he was smart and like piece it out
Trickling
slowly,
them
right?
out.
Heritage did that. He was doing it through Heritage, and it was like a page at a time, and just really held the market strong by doing that. But this issue is just packed. Look, every page is good.
Mhm.
There's not a dud.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
When does this end?
I think is it March? Let's get some dates. Give me 1 sec. I'll put some dates in the chat for you.
All right. Yeah, here we go. Heritage Comics. Superman 75, right? OA. All right, here we go. The original Doomsday. This is back. This just came up. This is back when Bogdanov was selling. This is from 2024. That first fight between them.
Yeah, that was a big piece.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here.
I don't see a date yet on Comic Connect.
Nope, there isn't. There's nothing. That page. Wait, what does it say right here? Heritage sold Bogdanov's original cover of Death of Superman trade paperback for $204,000, and that's that same image, right? That is.
It's very similar. Same image as that.
Yeah.
But the flag I think is up, if I'm not mistaken, and that's sitting in Dinesh's collection.
Yeah.
Dinesh Shamdasani. Yeah, he owns that one.
Wow.
Yep.
That's crazy, dude.
I mean, you're talking about at this level, like, top 10 collections in the world.
Mm-hmm. That's fucking cool.
So cool.
We'll see how it plays out. I'll keep my eye on the smaller stuff.
Did you see the Vampirilla? So this is, I'll send you the link right now, or I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
But this is Vampirilla 1, the Frazetta paintings coming too.
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me?
No, dead serious. But it's modified from the published piece. Here, I'll put it in here.
Oh man, that sucks. That really sucks.
Not safe for work if you click that. Just a heads up.
Yeah,
Where'd you
I was
put
gonna
it?
say, wasn't that the story behind that? Is they had to modify it to put because the original was nude, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
I get
You
you.
made him put.
Yeah,
put
she
the clothes
doesn't.
on
She
it.
doesn't have her suit on her.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's already at
Ooh.
160,000. Yeah. So with the buyer premium
Damn.
as of today, so 19 days left, 200,000. I mean, that's even modified. That's a big piece.
I mean, is it better modified? Is it better like this?
It depends on the collector.
I know, right? I mean, the iconic. You have the iconic. What does it look like? I got.
It's just the red suit.
Is it the iconic suit though? The same suit that she always has.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Maybe that suit is so iconic that.
Yeah.
Like. Yeah, maybe that suit is pretty damn. It's pretty damn important, but.
There's Brian. There's I told you backstage, but there's a Punisher page from 129 that's coming up. That thing's at right around 60 right now. There's I think some Todd from Spider-Man 1, which is crazy. You asked about the Action Comics, earliest Action Comics, 1940 21. So Action Comics 21 is at Heritage right now, which is pretty rad. Here's where that one looks like right now.
John, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
See, man, what is that coming from? You got some weird type of. Are you using the same earbuds?
No, these are the ones I always use now.
They're plugged in all the way.
Well, I don't know what it is. It's some type of. Are you on your iPad or are you on your phone?
On the phone.
There's some type of thing that every time you talk that it sounds like you're being possessed, bro.
All right, hold on.
Just get rid of the earbuds and have us come through the phone. And we'll see if that works better. Hey, oh, is your power plugged in? Unplug your power. Maybe that's it. I don't know. His earbuds are broken. Yeah, the honking. It's the honking. Gone.
Here's some links in the chat for people to check out some of the pieces that are up.
All right, here we go.
There's arguably the best Luke Cage page from issue 1. So aside from the cover, it's just absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Full splash. Yeah, so we're going to see some just massive prices in the next, 4 to 6 weeks.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
And then did you
For
throw
modern
any more?
collectors, the Peach Magic cover from Strange Academy 1 is coming back up to auction. That sold previously, but that's back up. Yeah, such good stuff.
Wow.
And Invincible stuff, Otley stuff is doing really well right now. I mean,
Oh,
it's
hell yeah,
still,
bro.
it's
Hell
like the
yeah.
hottest stuff out there right now with art too. People are just scooping up everything they can. I foolishly, I was offered a page from first Adam Eve issue, and I passed. I wasn't like immersed in the material at the time, and I wasn't as familiar, and so I didn't take a shot at it. But man, should have. Hindsight.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, I was.
Weapon X, that Barry Windsor Smith. Yeah. Oh, gosh.
That's beautiful.
So good.
Any of
Yep.
that Weapon X stuff, man. That's like dream.
It goes really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Wow.
Isn't that cool?
Jack Davis, Two Fisted Tales, 30.
Mhm.
Beautiful. That is awesome. What is that at? 24. Man. What would you rather have, that or a Shohei Ohtani PSA 10 rookie signed?
I mean, I'm
This
an art guy.
every
Yeah.
day, all day. Like, I see people spending this big coinage on some cards, and I'm just like looking at stuff like this going,
I know.
oh my gosh, man. fucking beautiful.
It's just so fun, man. And the thing I love about art is just that connection you get with the artist too. You know, it's like you're seeing the page that they like poured out over, like sweat and coffee stains and fingerprints and like smudges and notes in the margins. And then like if you're doing modern stuff and you're buying from the artist, you're interacting directly with them, right? So it's like it's just such a cool hobby. It makes it like it's just removing all those steps or those layers between you and the creator. I think it's really neat.
Yeah.
It's freaking dope. That's
Yeah.
really good shit. All right. Let me see here. I want to run through some of the FOC books and see till we get into the drama alert segment. But FOC this week, it's nothing really crazy on FOC this week to me. Absolute Superman 17. I really like these. Have you seen these Ivan Coelho? Is it Coelho? Connecting variants. They're fucking gorgeous, but the regular art looks so much better. Let me see if I can find this. This is crazy. If I can show you the connecting covers. Where is it? There's 9 covers that connect for this piece. And it's fucking beautiful. John, you there? Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Better.
Yes.
I'll let you know if we hear
Much
any
better.
honking.
Very good. I get out of the street, so I'm good. No.
I can't find it. I thought I had it on here. Maybe I already passed it. Yeah, I already passed it. But that was this is what that piece comes from, that connecting cover. And I think this character is kind of cool, but Spider-Man, Spider-Man's boring right now to me. There is a Lee Bermejo variant 1/100, of course, for this, but to be honest, the trade dress looks better on this. Amazing Spider-Man 25, the Bermejo. Just get the trade dress. And there's a Rose Besh, of course, Virgin variant. Marvel's just super lazy, and you can see the variants that they're using. It's pretty ridiculous. Check this out. Here's your variants. The 1/25 is the only different cover. What is going on here? Come on. Only different cover. Everything else is just cash grabs. Take off the trade dress and throw up a Virgin variant. And this is Chris Campana. It's not a bad cover. It's a good cover, but I think, maybe this is just you should have maybe taken this as the 1/25 with the trade dress. That'd have been a great 1/25. But
yeah, that's a good cover.
Yeah. Anyways, the Rose Besh is okay. It's good Rose Besh. I'll say that. And then there's a Patrick Gleason foil that I hope is spot foil, but I don't know if Marvel ever does spot foil. So
yeah,
probably not.
Has
Ito.
potential, but
Have you been following this guy at all, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
No.
James has been following him for sure. I know that.
Yeah.
This is a new artist out of Japan. It was by Ito. He's been doing a bunch of covers lately. I mean, he is knocking covers out like crazy. Watercolor artist.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's killing it.
Shout out to Derek, who has been doing some really good work, getting some creator firsts. Let me see if I can find this. All right, so
awesome.
we've been trying to find out the first Ito cover, right? Forever.
Yeah.
Let me see here. There we go. I guess this is the first cover. It is Paratrauma #1. It's a Kickstarter from 2024. Super tough to find. This is the second print, I think. No, that's the first print. The second print has a red background. But people have been asking me about that. What was the, if anybody knew what his first work. There it is, you guys. Sorry about that. this is the first work of Ito, I guess. First cover. I don't know if it's his first work, but it is what it is. Be on the lookout for it. Super limited to only 25 copies. I wonder if there's any. Is there any of these on eBay? Let's take a quick look. Limited to 25 copies. First cover of a major artist is pretty crazy. Hell no. Nope. None on eBay. Anyways, he's a really good artist.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, we got some. I'll just say it right now. There is a Beyond Wednesdays variant coming soon by this guy.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
Do you know where he's based out of?
Japan.
Does he have a? Who's his art rep, or how did you get in touch with them?
Annabelle
Kirby.
Ah.
Yeah.
They're engaged.
Okay. Like
I
wedding engaged?
I just talked to him over IG. I asked him if he was going to be at MegaCon, and he said no, and he said he lived in Japan. And I said, well, I would love to get him on the show, and that we're going to be doing a bunch of, cool variants and stuff, and I would love to get him on some more covers, eventually. Yeah. But he's just kicking out work like crazy. I mean, he must have put out 10 covers in the last 4 or 5 months, I imagine.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's got a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline that's going to be pretty cool. So
he did 2 really, really good G.I. Joe covers. Let me do this.
On that last one you showed, that the use of color there is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Great rendering.
Look at this Storm Shadow, bro.
Oh, already, man. That's amazing. The thumbnail alone.
Yeah, 1 in 100. Oh. Yeah.
Someone should find the art for that.
Mm-hmm. Somebody probably owns it already, bro. He sells a lot of art, I think, on... I don't know where he sells it, but...
Kirby's comic art, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yi bought a piece just recently. That's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And then
what do you get?
It's not a cover, I don't think. I think it's just a watercolor, and it's badass. It's got some is it kanji? Is that the Japanese language?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think he posted on his
on his Instagram.
Yeah, I think he did.
Let's go take a look.
I'm looking at the website right now. It's some really nice stuff.
Yeah, there it is right there. Oh yeah, this image. This is him painting it. So this is the one you got. That's cool that he puts these up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on my short list of trying to pick up a piece or 2 over this year.
Yeah.
Because if he keeps doing the types of covers and being given the opportunities he's being given, he's gonna be around for a long time.
Yep. The Storm Shadow definitely sold. I see it right now.
Yeah.
Superman. Have you seen that Superman cover he did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He's fantastic.
That's really good. Dude, thanks for turning me on. I like that.
The Tulaski Batgirl is gorgeous as always. So is the Q or Hume cover.
Yeah.
It's really good. But the Tulaski
is good.
David Tulaski is one of the top 10 cover artists that, in my opinion, in comics right now.
Yeah, that looks really good.
Everything that
great
he's
use
put
of perspective there too.
Yeah, everything that he's put out in the last year feels like really thoughtful, great design, cover design, amazing art, great character, just really good.
Yeah.
So, and the Batgirl covers have been great. I don't know how good this series is. I'm a big Cassandra Cain fan, but I haven't checked out this series, so I'd be interested if anybody's reading it, what they think. Great.
Yeah, I love her
design.
story.
Yeah. And then, let's see here. Batman Green Arrow. You got Black Cat 8. You got a bunch of variants for that. There's going to be a ton of retailer exclusives. Hold on. We're going to take a moment and talk about something right in the middle of FOC because of Black Cat, right? So you got Black Cat 8 coming, and Black Cat 7 is coming out soon. And this is crazy. I don't know, James, if you heard this yet, but so Davis Ryder is doing a variant for Black Cat number 7, where I guess Whatnot has this new term, like snapshot or something, a snapshot sale, where it's like a quick short sale, buy it now, some type of new style. And he's going to use a variant. He's got a variant coming out where the amount sold during a 2-minute sale, it's going to be buy it now. And the amount that's sold in that 2-minute sale is how many are available.
Oh, print. That's cool.
Isn't that fucking smart?
Yeah, really smart.
The cover that he's using is, see if I can find this. I think I have it. Is this it? Yeah. Look at this.
Oh, that's good.
So it's going to be that cover. There's a trade dress I think that Tom might be doing, but the virgin of this, Peach Momoko, he's going to do 2-minute sale. Whatever sells in that 2-minute sale is how many are printed. And you guys, I don't think people realize how big of a risk that is as a retailer.
Yeah.
For a Marvel book. And if you know Davis, you know he likes to keep his print runs like super collectible, which to me, I respect the shit out of that. He's always been about that. And he says he doesn't know what it's going to sell at, but he's thinking that it'd probably be around in between 200 and 400. 400 like would probably max. But think about that. Like he wants it to be low because he wants it to be collectible. I respect the shit out of it. I think that's cool. I think that's super cool, and I think it's a fun idea. So yeah, not printed, sold and destroyed. You're right. They have to print. It's not print run because obviously Marvel is they're not going to work with that. So it's not going to be print run. It's going to be copies available.
The minimum on that'll be 1,000. So
so he'll destroy the rest.
Yeah. So and that's a big risk.
Yeah.
So he's that's a lot of work and effort to be making a short gain on, but he's a different type of retailer, man. I don't think there's very many big retailers out there. There's a lot of retailers out there, including a lot of ones that fuck with us over here, people on the show that like to keep their print counts at a collectible range, and I think that's smart, right?
Yeah.
When you're somebody that's fucking putting out the amount of stuff that those guys are putting out, and that could easily sell out a 3,000 print run effort, and they're not, I think that's pretty cool. So we'll see how this plays out. That'll be for Black Cat number 7. Which is I think that'll be he'll be having to do the sale in the next week, I guess, right? Because this is FOC for Black Cat number 8. Cult of Lamb is gonna have a Last Sacrament special one shot with a Rian Gonzalez cover, and DCKO. Okay, DCKO. This Del Mundo Dark Side cover is fucking fantastic, dude.
Yeah. I love the red fading there at the bottom. That's cool.
That's beautiful. The problem is that it doesn't look like this, I don't think. It's not full. It's got the stupid barcode on it, which ruins it.
That's a bummer. Yeah.
I think.
I wish they just put them on the back, man.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no reason at this point.
You're 100% right. It ruins. There's ways to do it and make it look cool, but it ruins cover art. See, look at this.
Yeah.
It looks so much better without this. Just get rid of that. I don't mind this. That's not bad. But this, get rid of it. That's a beautiful image. Darkseid's such a... Go ahead, brother.
Davis is in the chat.
Oh, is he?
When are you... Yeah. Hey, Davis, when are you doing the... do you know when you're doing the snapshot thing on Whatnot yet?
He says they'll all be COA'd. No extra copies will be found. I assure you all. Thanks for the shout out, Brian. Oh, yeah, brother.
Yeah.
No worries. Yeah, let us know when the show is going to be if you already have it figured out. Ian Bertram, amazing.
Yeah, love that. It's so funny looking at the prelim of that one. The art it looked so out of place because the head is so much smaller. He uses really exaggerated anatomy. And so it looked like this, just this massive, like bulking body with this tiny little head. I mean, that's totally Art Adams style, right? Art really in the 80s and 90s kind of pioneered that with the elongated bodies and exaggerated anatomy. But that's beautiful right there.
Yeah.
A lot of detail too. Like if you don't, when you see that up close, if you zoom in, you'll see a lot of the detail around the loincloth and his thighs and stuff, but gorgeous work.
Wednesday, you guys. If you guys want to get in on those Mimokos, Wednesday is the drop.
I'm setting up my alert right now.
Yeah.
DCKO number. Here's the Ben Oliver face-off variant for this. This is fucking amazing. Ben Oliver's been killing it, and this might be one of his best covers in not in a long time because he's been putting out amazing stuff, but best covers of the bunch he's put out recently. Even some of those. This is even better than some of those G.I. Joe covers, in my opinion. Damn good. And then there is a Dan Mora variant, but for some reason I can't see that. Let me see here. There's the Opania. That kind of looks like that Homelander Superman one that we just saw by Derek Robertson. There's the Mora. Okay, this is the Steve Scroce. That's pretty cool. Yeah. That one's wicked, dude. Holy cow. That's going to be a foil.
It's so hard to go wrong with Darkseid.
Yeah, I agree. There's the AEW one. That's badass on the Darkseid.
That is cool. Kirby at that era was just so on point. His character design and costume design. If you think about all the New God stuff, Barda and Orion and Mr. Miracle, like those costume designs are insane.
Yeah. I agree. I'm a huge fan of his New God stuff. I'm a huge fan of that more than a lot of his Marvel stuff, other than obviously the cosmic stuff. Dead Samurai #6 got the Sienkiewicz cover continues. All the Sienkiewiczes are so good. But check out this cover by Drax Gal. I've been talking about this artist for a while now. I saw him at San Diego like 3 years ago at Zenoscope's booth. And this guy he's putting out some pretty interesting work. And this kind of reminds me a lot of almost like Q's style, but without the oily, shiny look that Hume kind of does. At least in this image. But I love this. That's a crazy, crazy cover. And we've also been talking about how Wake Entertainment, Doloman's publishing group, has been killing covers lately. Like great, great covers on this series and the Essentia series. And I think they have one other series, but he's writing this. I don't know what this is like, this Dead Samurai is like, but it seems like a really cool series. It's got some amazing covers. The Sienkiewicz covers are so good. Anyways. Gaston, I don't even understand why even do a comic about him. But maybe there's a market for it. I'm not into the Disney stuff. Is this a big character for Disney stuff? Does anybody know?
I don't know, man. I see cosplay every once in a while, but
yeah,
that's about it.
Yeah. Okay, we got to talk about this. You been following that? You guys been following this stuff? The craziness on
Crazy.
this series?
Yeah.
Oh, it's fun. It's really fun. I love the book. It's fun. It's the best thing to say about it. It's gonna be a fun story. It's got so much potential for world building and future projects. It's already had a second printing and it just came out. We gotta see what prices are on that right now. They were so high last night. Let's see if there's continuing. I want to get an ash can, but the ash cans are selling for quite a bit. $400. Ooh. Hold on here. The Otley and the Otley was going for 125, and the Stegman was going for 150. Throughout the week. Yeah, still pretty high, so not bad. See if it 225. It jumped from 150 to 225. So there you go. Whoever I think Clutch said that he ordered pretty heavy on this. So if you ordered heavy on this series, congratulations. And congratulations to everybody that did variants for it. That was a smart play.
Yeah.
There was like
Great design on that though. I mean, the character is fun.
Yeah.
This is my one of my favorite ones, the Jay Gonzo. It's already selling for 60. That's nice. I can't remember what the buy-in. There was only 500 of them.
Is that the one he signed on Whatnot Live?
Who?
The artist.
Jay Gonzo was on Whatnot. I don't know, but that's pretty. It's signed. It looks like.
I don't think Jay Gonzo is the artist, though, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, he is. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Then it was him. And they were selling on an average, I think around 50, 60 bucks on live. Well, and he was signing them live.
I think
but that was like before the drop. So
yeah, I think they were like 25 maybe at the web store. I don't know. Maybe 30. They sold out before I could get one. They were gone in a minute. But even the A and B covers, I mean, look at this. Just the A, B, and C covers. They're all open order variants. $80 for the three of them. $40 for the A cover. This is nuts.
do you get Cantu vibes off of this a little bit?
Yes.
And where's Cantu now?
Well, it's not dead. It's just the creators. One of the creator had a basically quadruple bypass and lost his house to a fire in the same week.
Yeah, and his house burnt down in the same week.
Oh,
yeah.
Wild.
So, they haven't been, but it's doing well. It got re-optioned. David Boer was on the show on the channel not too long ago. We had him on one of the Wednesday night shows to talk about his new stuff, and he says that there's news on it coming. And I think they got new stuff they're doing, right? Him and Drew. So
yep.
I don't know what the sales are on Canto. Let's take a look. Some of those Canto books are super rare. Canto 1.
Yeah, Canto 1 ratio is still a very, very expensive book.
Yeah. Here's the 9.4 for $40. Ouch. $40 raw, first printing. So I think
the San Diego Comic-Con one's still a big one too for that issue one. It's like a $250 9.8, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of that like old school mouse guard feel to it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Just like mouse guard. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. People are gonna go crazy because of all my tabs.
Yeah.
Get rid of a couple of them for him. All right. Cruel Universe. Infernal Hulk second printing Nick Klein variant, which is great, but already seen it.
Yep. He's still one of the best Hulk artists, though.
100%. Yeah. Couldn't agree more. Okay. This is going to lead us into drama alert, but the Marvel Team Up Facsimile is coming out with a ton of variants, including this one.
So good.
So we might as well just get into it.
I got at you, McClay. I hope this makes your comic book drama, because dudes, goofy ass dudes.
Into the news. Into the into the
But let's get down to business.
All right, let's get down to business, Darth Lopez. Amazing Spider-Man. Look how fucking good that Spider-Man is. I mean, perfect. Instant nostalgia. Yeah,
Yep,
everything about the Spider-Man is like, when I saw this, I was geeked out. But then I saw that, aka that. If this was just a Spider-Man cover, it might be one of the best Spider-Man covers ever. But I know they can't just do Spider-Man on it. But damn, that Spider-Man is so good. And then you got this really wacky Invincible face, right? right in there. It's like unreal. But look how fucking good that looks.
I mean, that Spidey image is just so reminiscent of ASM 300, you know?
It's pure nostalgia, man. It's just gorgeous. And
hands were good on that one too.
Yeah. And, you know, this book has been solicited for a while. And when this book was solicited, I really talked a lot of shit about it. Because of how bad that Invincible face is. But this last week, and it made me start kind of wondering, like, is you know, Todd kind of losing, you know, it a little bit? Maybe he's not drawing enough. Maybe he's not, you know, he's kind of getting old, getting his old age and stuff, and he's losing a little bit. And then I saw this week. Let me show you something. And it made me go, okay, this is like Todd McFarlane's Hold My Beer moment. Look at these fucking sketches for Spawn, Gunslinger 50.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. Every single one of these is great. Like, really, really good. Look how beautiful these things are.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine getting one, especially that one. I couldn't imagine getting one of these. They are all so good. There's only a couple where it looks like maybe he was a little rushed on. Every other one is like a 10. He's been working on them since December. They are just...
His inking is so good.
Oh my God, bro. That's what I mean. This is like the whole... Hold my beer, dude. Here you go. You guys think that this was bad? Just a second. Let me show you who I am.
Yeah. I mean, we talk about Todd being one of the all-time greats in terms of artists, but when you think about inkers, like, he's not the first guy that comes to your mind, you know? It's usually like Sinnott or like Scott Williams or somebody like that.
Klaus Janson.
Dude, yeah, Klaus. I mean, but Todd is arguably one of the best. I mean, look at those things.
Yeah. People...
look at that technique right there on the skull. Oh,
yeah.
Gorgeous.
There's one where he does something with the mouth, where the Spawn is trying to open his mouth.
Yeah.
That is fucking amazing in this. But we were talking last night with somebody, the other week with somebody about how just what you're talking about, Mike, how Todd's inks. Remember when Todd would ink over Rob's pencils?
Yeah.
How good they were? Like,
beautiful. And Capullo for years. I mean,
oh yeah.
Todd inking Capullo was fantastic.
Yeah. And it was all on like need. Like he couldn't get an inker. Like he said, I'll just do it myself and figure out. Look at that.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Just amazing. And this is why you should never doubt Todd fucking McFarlane ever, because he will come out and drop some fucking heat on you like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at that.
Where are those available? Those
These are
that
for
aren't.
the Gunslinger Spawn 50. If you ordered, do you know how many it was, James? Do you know what they ordered?
It was
1,000?
1,000 copies.
Yeah, 1,000 copies. You just like the other 50s that they did, where unfortunately some people aren't going to get one of these. They're going to get another good artist, but
Yeah.
it's not Todd McFarlane, and these are amazing, like really amazing. So there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be seeing this stuff go, gosh darn it. And 1,000 copies of a Spawn book is a lot of books that aren't necessarily hard to sell, but you're not. I don't. It's going to take a little time to sell 1,000 copies of Spawn. The ratios will be a little bit easier, but
Sure.
it's just what it is. What it is right now in this world of comics. But if you got a chance of getting one of these, and
no doubt.
they have the variants that are signed by him that are in. I think you get like one of those or two of those or three of those, something like that.
Yeah.
But these are amazing. And again, you can't doubt Todd McFarlane, right? You just can't. Unless the same week that he drops those Spawn books, he starts catching shit for forgetting to sign things at CGC. Did you guys hear about that?
Yeah. Poor guy. How many books did he sign though? I mean, I keep hearing
10,000 or something ridiculous.
I keep hearing about quality control, but like, look, when you have 10, 15,000 books, and I mean, that's the only, what was it, one that we know of wasn't signed. I know there was like bad inking and different coloring and all sorts of stuff, but man, that's still pretty good quality control. And
that's really good quality control.
Like,
yeah,
I feel bad for the collectors who got the short end for sure. But I mean, I deal with a lot of different industries in my day job, and that's a pretty decent rate.
Yeah, but the other thing is that not only did he forget signing, I don't know if he forgot it. It's on CGC to me. It's not on Todd.
For
it's
sure.
on
Yeah.
CGC.
Agreed. He's catching the flack, but it is CGC.
Yeah, it should be CGC. And the other thing is a lot of people are complaining where he signed on areas. And what are you guys' thoughts on that? I mean, like, part of me thinks that if you're taking the time as a person, getting your book signed and you're window bagging it and you're putting the window where you want it and you say where you want it signed, like, an artist should sign there. But here's the thing with Todd. Todd likes to sign in certain areas. And I remember him signing back in the day. I would ask him to sign somewhere. He said, I think it might look better here, and he likes to choose areas where he signs. So I understand that. But, if you're paying the amount of money that you're paying to get him to sign through CGC, it's a lot. What was the buy-in on this? Like
$160, I think.
$160, man. $160 for a Todd McFarlane autograph. Then it's got to get graded. So you got to hope it grades high. But a Todd McFarlane autograph on the secondary market is not $160 plus.
No.
It's $80 if you're
Not yet.
lucky.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah. Well, not
me,
right now.
depending-
It used to be, but he signs too much now. Go ahead, John.
Depending on the book. No, I was going to say, depending on the book. I mean, if people are going to keep submitting like Spider-Man #1s and stuff, like just the redundant shit, the stuff that's out there in the hundreds, maybe even thousands. But if you get something really unique and stuff, like I have some really nice, unique stuff signed by him, and I wouldn't part with it unless I'm getting well over $500, $600, $700,
Yeah.
But that other crap, like even, I'm going to be honest, it's even getting somewhat boring watching him sign Spider-Man 300 or Spawn #1s, So
yeah,
you got to find something that's unique.
In my mind, if it's not the copy that I'm like I have nostalgia for, right? Like if it's not my personal copy that I grew up reading, I just want it to have in my collection. This is a great time for collectors to go to the secondary market, find the signature that they want, the color they want, the placement that they want, because there's such a flood of that right now online that I think it's a great time to buy that stuff. Not necessarily like if I was a collector, I'd be bummed if that happened to me. I don't know how CGC misses that window though. Like that's, to me, again, this comes down a lot to CGC in my opinion, because they're the ones who are handing him these copies, right? Like they should have somebody like prepped and ready to go. It's a blue pen or a silver pen or whatever. Like have your person ready to go. Here's the silver pen, Todd. Here's the window. Like make it effortless for him. When you're signing 10,000, like how many hours do you think that took him? Days. Right? Of just nonstop signing.
Days, bro.
So to me, it's like, I'm bummed that happened for collectors. Like truly that sucks.
And
you
there
know,
was
especially if it
only-
was your personal copy. But
how many slots were available? Like they had to cut them because they sold too much, right, or something like that. If I remember correctly.
they cut them and then they
reopened
it for some more. So what I'm gonna guess happened is they probably had him scheduled for like 2 days of signing, and so they knew what their limit was, and then they said, "Hey, you sold out. Do you want to maybe do an extra day or something?" Is what I would imagine the conversation went like, and so they reopened it for more.
So they set a submission deadline for December 3rd and earlier this year, right? And then they removed it from their website because they immediately got flooded, and I guess there was some internal email that got out saying that, you know, they hit the limit and so they had to take it down or something. But then they, like you said, James, they reopened it at some point with another 1,000 slots or something. So very interesting.
I will say this though, we're saying his signature is probably not worth that, but we all know that this is a supply versus demand industry, and if he's selling out a 5,000, 10,000, whatever signature CGC event, the demand's there. So
when you think like, so there is an element of, okay, Todd is making a lot of money on this too, right? Like I don't know what the split is with CGC, but he's making a lot of money on it.
Oh yeah.
And so I think that there is an element of, okay, you should at least take the time to do it right. But then CGC needs to cap those slots. Like for Todd to do it right, it takes X amount of time. Maybe it's 30 seconds, a minute, whatever it is, like whatever he needs to do it right. It's, again, to me, it's not Todd, it's a CGC issue.
Yeah.
Well, but there's been so many problems with it, like so many people complaining and bitching and crying, and some of them understandably you know what I mean? But at the same time, like half of those people are comic flippers that are just pissed that they're not going to be able to make the money off of it.
Make as much money. Yeah.
And I got to be honest, like there's a lot of people out there that are giving that flipper a bad name right now because they're acting that way. And like you people got to kind of back off of that because it's getting kind of just kind of gross and ridiculous. But at the same time, you know, there is that question to be asked and talked about on a lot of these signature series events, that they feel like they're not working, if that makes sense. Like there needs to be something fixed because you hear so many problems with it. Another thing that we hear a lot of problems are lately is cost of people signing, right? A lot of people are, that's a big deal in people's heads. And in that same vein, people will just make things up at this point, you know. Oh, I heard this, and the next thing you know, it's as fact. And I think James I think James knows what I'm talking about. I know John knows what I'm talking about. We've been seeing that stuff happen with Mark, where people are complaining on Facebook and social media that Mark is greedy because he upped his signature cost to $100 and $200. And it's like, what? Where does this come from? And people think it's gospel, you know? And
I heard it's 500, by the way.
Yeah.
Today. 500 now, guys. $500 now.
But real quick, before anybody only hears this part, it's actually $40.
Yeah, it's $40.
So, because they may only hear, he said it's 100 or 500. It's $40.
Yeah,
$40. It's always been $40, or at least it has been for the last year plus.
Year plus.
Yeah.
And that brings up another conversation though. Like, why do autograph costs? Why do they go up and why do they go down? Well, It's different on all creators. It's different on on how they do things and where they're at and stuff. But at least with the world of some of these super hot artists, I imagine that they see their autographs, getting 5-6x multipliers on these sales, and they say, well, if you're gonna make $200 off my signature, maybe it's okay if I charge you an extra $10 for my signature, or an extra
Well,
15.
Well, Liefeld said it best. Liefeld says, know your value. Like he said, he's heard people complain at times about his pricing. And then he says, well, does it stop anybody from paying $300 for Shaq to sign a sneaker, or or Michael Jordan, somebody paying $4,000 for a signed basketball? It's just know your value. Already these guys aren't stupid. They see what their stuff flips for on the secondary market. Mark doesn't have to see, because he does a live sale. And when he does a live sale, when he signs live for the same book that James or anybody here that does a sale, James may get that same book sold in his live sale for, let's say, $80, and then Mark signs it live and he gets $550. So he knows his value. And most of these guys that, like Brian said, the majority of them that get really upset are the ones that are flipping, because they're saying, where's my profit or margin if he's going to charge more? But me as a collector, if I'm getting my favorite book signed, I got no problem getting on a plane, standing online at a con, paying whatever his thing is, and if it's extra for remarks or whatever, I'm fine, because I'm happy with it. But it's the guys that are saying, oh, well, where's my profit or margin?
Right.
Just like now that he's got this injury to his hand, and it's like guys are complaining, oh, it's only 2 books for every visit to the table. But it's like, dude, it's not about you. It's about this guy trying to he's still out there trying to meet the fans. He's still trying to make everybody happy, which is the reason why he's getting on a plane. He doesn't even like to fly. He's going to get on a plane, go to San Diego, possibly, one day, or maybe to New York one day. I think he's going to MegaCon. I think he's locked into that already. But he's not doing this. He's doing it because he says, listen, at some point I got to go out there and see the rest of the world. I got to shake hands with other people that are buying my stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so you try to make it where the guy can still have a career and preserve his arm. So he's trying to cut it down, make the lines move faster. Nobody's saying you can't get back online,
Well, I can tell you right now, it's funny you bring this up. I could tell you right now, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be very mad that he will only sign 2 books. Very mad. And because they're not going to be able to make money off of them. And the other thing you're going to hear a lot of is you're going to hear a lot of retailers or people that that's their part of their income is getting artists to sign books. He's not going to be doing any private signings, because he's not going to MegaCon for the con. He's going down there to spend time with his family because it's his son's birthday, and he's just stopping in at MegaCon. And it's not him being down there is not about being it's so he doesn't want to be there just signing books the whole time he's not at the con. And you're going to hear about that, because that is such a big part of our market now. So I want to throw this out there. I'm not shitting on that. I'm just bringing it up, and I think it's very interesting. I would love to hear, people out there's comments about that in the comments below. If you're catching us on the replay, what are if you're one of the people that is in that industry where you make a lot of money off of artists selling books and stuff, like does that make you mad? And I think it's very interesting to hear the reasons why. Because usually, as soon as I think about it, it's like, oh, no, you're just not going to be able to make a ton of money off them right now. So you're mad about it.
I remember when this really came out in sports in the kind of the late 80s with Jose Canseco out in Oakland. And like fans were upset because he started charging $100 for a signature. Pete Rose did the same thing. And fans were pissed. They were saying, well, like, you should just do that for free from the fans. But what was happening is same thing. You had so many sports memorabilia flippers who were taking advantage of that, bringing massive amount of items and expecting all of these players to sign for free. Like, you would never see that today, because those guys in the 80s, Jose, Mark McGuire, Pete Rose, like those guys set the standard and said, no, like our time is valuable. Like our signature is valuable. It's not right for you to make all the money on it. Like you said, like there's, so I think, the flippers who are mad about it, like I get it, but so maybe CGC does like an exclusive type of signature. You want really like customized, it's this price, right? Here's your color, here's your placement. You can customize that. Instead of 160, it's 250, right? If you want just a signature from Todd, it's going to be 160 or whatever. That would eliminate some of that.
You know what's interesting about that, Mike? One of the things that everybody's bitching about in this whole new Todd thing is Todd signs different ways depending on what he's feeling. He'll sign T. McFarlane or Todd McFarlane. And people are complaining that he didn't sign Todd McFarlane on their book. And that's also another thing. Like I saw people complaining about multiple artists in the past where like sometimes Mark will just put Spears on it and they'll complain, oh, he didn't put Mark Spears on it. Like, well, that takes extra time and he's got a bunch of people he's got to see. And, like you got to remember that also. So, people complain about this stuff. It's interesting. Like, it's one thing if it's like, okay, this is the book that got me back into comic collecting and I've read this book 30 times. Those are the people that if you go up to that artist and you're in line to get one of the 2 autographs, I'm sure if you told that to that artist, they're going to do something special for you. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
But if you're getting 9, I mean, there's people that have showed up at some of these signing events, like for Scotty Young or Ryan Otley or J. Scott, or I don't know if J. Scott Campbell's. Yeah. Like 3,000 books. 3,000 books. Totally. And these guys are, hours signing. Well, there's other people that are trying to get autographs too at some of these events. And you got to remember those. And the artists, you got to think they're thinking about those other people too.
That's right.
So
that's right. But I do like the idea of like tiered signatures, I think that solves a lot of problems. And I think, when you have someone who's really nostalgic about this is my copy, this is my issue, it's really important to me. Like maybe you save up and you shell out for like a really special type of signature. Liefeld does that. Like he has, I love that Rob does that. He has several different tiers of signature or different types of signature that a fan can pay for. And it's like, oh, you want the blood, what is it? Blood splattered chisel. Yeah. Like here's what it looks like. And you kind of know what you're getting and he's going to do it or remark it or whatever. But you're paying for that experience, kind of like a commission, like with art, right? Like you're paying for the experience with that artist. And so I don't know. I think Todd's catching strays on this, to be honest with you. And I'm not like defending, him missing books if that was the case, but I do think that the onus on that is CGC. Like that is, they should have somebody there, quality, checking all of that stuff and, making sure that quality assurance is there.
Yeah. Yep.
When going back to the con stuff, like I don't know. I obviously have a lot to say about this because I am that guy. So every con I go to, it's 400 to 600 signatures. It's part of my business, but it's the amount of people that do it the wrong way and the amount of things that are done the right way. Like my favorite thing to see in the world, because I don't fall into this category. I show up to a table. I usually have 10 to 20 books. There's only a few artists where it's a lot. When it's a lot, I arrange ahead of time. Like I'm arranging with Tinion's team right now for C2E2.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to go out there for one day. I'm getting Tinian and Werther Del Edra. Nice. And like I have every other convention, I set up a time with him after he's done signing for everybody else. We knock out my stuff in 10 minutes because I window bag everything. I bring 3 assistants to go through stuff.
That's quality control right there.
Quick and efficiently, right?
Yeah.
So there's a right way to do it. And I make sure everybody gets taken care of before I even, put a book forward. But what I love to see at cons, though, the thing that I love to see the most is when I walk past an artist table and they've got the placard out there that says first book free.
Yeah.
And then they start charging because real fans, they've got that one book they just want to get signed.
Yeah, that is
cool.
And
I think that really does kind of weed it out a bit to where the real fans are really being taken care of. And then the guys that are wanting more than one, I'm not saying that they're all not real fans. You could have had 15 books that you want to get signed by this person. That doesn't mean you're a flipper.
Yeah.
You could just be a huge collector.
Yeah. Say you wanted your first Kickstarter, your 8 Kickstarter covers signed by Mark. Yeah. Like something like that. Or your, I know one. I remember bringing George Perez and Marv Wolf. Is it Marv Wolfman that did Crisis? Right. I remember bringing them the Crisis series and having them each one like that. I understand. If you're a fan, like that's the type of stuff that it's logical. I just we're not logic. We don't think logical sometimes. You know, we get a little greedy, and we feel like sometimes
a little entitled.
We're
a little entitled in the hobby.
Fucking A, bro. We are entitled in this hobby.
But with the pricing stuff, the pricing's even the guys that bitch, and I see it all the time. I see dealers like me or comic guys like me bitch about pricing all the time. And there's some people that I just won't get stuff signed by because the value's not there.
Sure.
And I think they're overcharging all of their fans and all of their customers. But it's fractional. Like when these guys charge $20 for a signature, they do it. It's not just because it's not an arbitrary number to them. It's like you said, they see that their signature's adding $50 onto a book. So $20, it's fractional, you know, and it costs more and your margins come down. But as a retailer, you have to understand that like there's still killer margins, you know. But what bothers me is, are us as retailers screwing it up for everybody else? That's the thing that I'm always concerned about, because if us as retailers are driving those prices up, and that trickle down economics of it hits the fans to where now the fans are having to pay $20 or $30 a signature. So that's why I like when I see that if you buy something at my table, you get it signed for free, or the first book or two you bring to me. Like I think Tinion's like first 2 books. And then if you're part of his Tiny Onion Club, you get like a 3rd book signed for free.
Yeah,
like
cool.
That's stuff I love to see, because
totally
I think
fair.
that even if their prices do come up to kind of take back some of that income that maybe they're entitled to for their signatures, they're still doing fan service. And those are the greatest creators. And you look at Zerdy. Zerdy's a big one about that. Zerdy's like, I charge $10. I'll always charge $10, you know, and he always takes care of his fans. Tinion's been great. Tinion could charge $40 a signature and people would still pay him. Yeah. And he charges 10 and I think 20 for CGC and 10 for raw. Like I love that. I love seeing that, because they know there's value, but they're still making sure that they're taking care of the fans, you know.
I think, James, to your point though, you're talking about different levels of people in the hobby. Like Todd is like the absolute pinnacle, right? Yeah. Rob Liefeld and Jim Lee, you're not going to get cheap signature pricing from those guys. And that's not a knock on James. Like he's amazing and he's growing, but he's building. He's in a build mode right now. Yeah. Todd and Rob have built. They have built an empire. Kirkman is kind of the same. Kirkman's not on the same stage Tinian is. Like he's not right now. James is up and coming and certainly amazing at what he's doing, but he's still relatively new. So he doesn't have that same, to me, he doesn't have that same fan base yet that a Todd or Rob does. He's building that. And so that's the right thing to do. He's taking a long-term approach and he's brilliant. He's a brilliant businessman. But he's building his fan base out in a very healthy and smart way. Todd and Rob have already done that. They don't need it.
Well,
right?
here's the other thing with autographs too. And, you know, I'm going to change my hats real quick from thinking in the artist, viewpoint to thinking in the collector's viewpoint and the flipper viewpoint. Okay. So this doesn't have anything to do with the artists. Unfortunately, if artists hear this and they get mad at it, this is just the way it is in the market. And but here's a perfect example of being careful what you spend on an autograph. Like if you're going to get mad because you spent $160 to get, your Todd McFarlane Amazing Spider-Man 300 signed and graded, and it comes back a lower grade, and you're going to take a hit for it now, and you get all pissy because you're not going to get this huge multiplier. Or if you spend $160 for your McFarlane autograph and then you try to sell it and it doesn't sell because his autograph doesn't sell for a lot anymore because he signs a ton of stuff now. McFarlane used to not sign. When he was, 10 years ago, he never did CGC signings. He would not do CGC signings. And he would only sign at a couple events a year. And it was hard to get a McFarlane autograph. So they had a $150 to $200 secondary market add-on. Now he signs. I mean, think about all the cons he does. He pre-signs all the books, all the figures that he does where he signs them all. There's so many Todd McFarlane signatures out there. And I'm sure Todd, looking at it from Todd's point of view, he's probably like, hey, I'm in the twilight of my life now. Now it's time to put my signature out there. Now it's time to make some money off my signature. Now it's time to. So that's the thing. But you got to remember, if you're playing that secondary market value game, take that into account. Again, signatures, they're supply and demand too. They live by that rule too. And there's a ton of signatures out there. And if you're signing a ton of books, or if an artist is signing a ton of books, that value isn't that high. So, don't get all pissy and butthurt when that happens to you. You just got to pay a little bit more attention. But, the real
Brian,
fans aren't doing that.
How does it work in the sports card hobby right now? I mean, can you, like, if you were getting Shohei's signature, if he was doing a signing event, can you say, I want it placed here with this color and X, Y, and Z, or is it?
No, for the most part, no. They're just signing. They're just they come up and
I think that just kind of confirms what we're saying is that there's a little bit of an entitlement in our hobby that we're still immature. Like, we're not as mature as certain other hobbies are, and so we're figuring it out.
I remember I got a funny story. Oh, go ahead, John.
No, I was going to say what Mike just said about the maturity is very, very, very true. Because I was going to ask this question real quick about how do you guys feel about, like, when they limit signatures per person at the table to either try to move the line or, hey, I don't want to strain my arm, signing, in 8 hours at a show. And then somebody says, well, I've got my wife and 3 kids in the line, so each of those people with me count as 2 signatures.
I think that's bullshit.
Now, well, listen, I've already been asked that, all right? And I think if anybody follows me in any of these social media, you'll see I've been trying to talk to people, talk them off the cliff, because they're upset, because basically what we're trying to do is help the show be better for Mark, right? By understanding what the situation he's going through. Also try to explain to people, hey, he's got to take some breaks during the signing. It can't just be 6 hours straight of signing. There will be a schedule put out or whatever. But then, of course, right away, the guys started with I'm going to be with my wife and 2 kids, so each person counts. And I'm like, listen, I think it's just going to be 2 per group or family, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. And and I tried to say to somebody, because somebody was telling me, not all of us, like, I travel with my wife, or I travel with my kids. And I said, listen, I've been going to cons for over 30 years. I said, I don't recall ever asking my wife or my children, especially a toddler, to join me at a show and then stand online for 6 hours. I've never done that in my life.
And you said, oh, this is for my baby. My baby wants to sign.
Well, yeah. I mean, first of all, anybody who's opened up a Monsters book with all the gore and everything, are you really giving your 4-year-old a Monsters book to look at? But so, when there was some combative conversation about, but he better do this. The entitlement. The entitlement where he better do it because I'm going to be in line with my wife and my 3 kids. And I'm like, dude, I said, you're trying to put your entitlement ahead of his health, and it's not going to fly, and you try to explain to somebody, and like you said, a very spoiled hobby, because if you tried that crap at, like you said, an Otani signing, you know what they would do? They would escort you right out of the show.
See you later.
Security.
I got a funny
So
I got a funny story about that. So I love getting stuff signed, like the rest of us, right? And I love getting stuff that I'm getting framed signed, or cool mementos or cool moments. Well, the first time that I went to go see Joey Diaz live in a comedy show, I brought a vinyl Richard Pryor vinyl, really funny Richard Pryor vinyl, just to give him, just say, here you go, man. If I don't know, you probably have it, but you always talk about Richard Pryor and stuff. This is funny. And then I brought a poster to have him sign, and I give him the vinyl, and I'm trying to pull out the poster out of the tube, and he's like, "Come on, motherfucker! What the fuck, motherfucker?" Just giving me shit. You know what I mean? You could tell, like, he's like, "I don't mind signing this, but dude, you're wasting my fucking time here." You know what I mean? Like, you got 50 people behind you, and you're trying to fucking make sure this poster doesn't get damaged. And he's just fucking with me. He's a comedian, so he's giving me a little extra shit, but. you know, it kind of made me understand, like, yeah, man, like some of these people, you know, they just want to get the fuck out of there, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know. So,
Yeah.
anyways,
I think it's important, like, people remember that, like, if you like to see your favorite creators at conventions, don't treat them like shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Because Mark will make more money sitting in his house.
That's right.
Going live and selling stuff. So will with Whatnot and eBay Live, every one of these creators can make more money not going to a convention. They will make more money not going to a convention, and they get to sleep in their own beds.
Yep.
And the second that us as fans start turning on them, they will say it's not worth it anymore. I'm done.
You're absolutely right.
And it will happen like that. And it will be a snowball that will destroy the convention world. And people don't realize it. Like, they don't have to take our shit. So treat the creators, understand that they're human beings and their hands hurt. They get carpal tunnel. They get ornery. They get busy. They've got, you know, shit happens. They have to cancel sometimes because they have deadlines that come out of nowhere. And like, it doesn't give people the right to go in droves and start talking shit on them. Like,
and I mean, come on, guys, let's be honest. We're not the most hygienic of collecting communities here.
Yeah.
They have to smell a lot of funk. Go through that line. I've been to some shows.
I feel sorry for this guy, the one that just did the absolute Batman that we're all in love with. No, Quintana, the way he signs.
Oh yeah.
And I was asking somebody somewhere, I forget where it was, where I said, I wonder how long that would take. If, let's say, if you plopped at a signing session, let's say you have 2 hours with him and you put 1,000 books in front of him, but the way he signs, is he really going to get 1,000 done signing Quintana the way he does? No. And I think somebody, I forget who it was, because I think I said it in your chat while you were on the show, and somebody said they actually watched him do it, and he literally only gets a small amount of books done in like an hour period because of the way he signs. So now, is this guy one day, again, value your books now because he's new, like you said, he's like Mike was saying, he's new, he's trying to make a name himself, he's trying to build a brand for himself, so he's going to do that now, but one day, there's just going to be a queue, or there's just going to be, you know, there's not going to be that big drawing and you know, the fancy stuff. But the problem is somebody a year from now or 2 years from now is going to say, can you sign it the way you used to? No, you really can't, man. There's like 500 people online, or there's 6 hours of signing here, you know, so I'm just doing it this way now. And then you're going to have those people go right to social media and say, I'm really disappointed. You know, I spent all this money on these books and look what he did. You know what I mean?
Doesn't
So,
like the fan,
again,
doesn't care about it. He's lost touch with us. And
right.
Come on, man.
Because it's you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. If,
right.
And you know,
especially in a hobby where people can make money off of your stuff.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what's tough in the hobby where people can make money off of the stuff. The card world right now is continuing its ridiculousness, and especially with Pokemon and all this shit going on and whatnot. I mean, listen, the craziness going on in the whatnot card world right now is wacky. I mean, we talk that one of the biggest influencers in the breaking world, the Pac-Man, he goes by, had this fucking meltdown on whatnot because his breaks weren't selling for what he needed on them, and he's screaming at everybody, you know, that you're not paying enough. And it's like it's been really crazy to watch that all implode, and we don't want that happening here in the comic world at all, because it's cancer. It's very grimy. It looks bad. So just remember that if you know, if you ever get in a situation, you know, think about that. But that being said, the Pokemon world continues to get crazy. This is a recent brawl in a Walmart or a Target. Check this out.
Oh no.
Doing this shit over this shit, bro.
Hey, bros, break it up. Hey, let's break it up.
Where's security?
Over Pokemon.
They get crazy in these poke streets. Trainers getting real.
Over Pokemon. Like, I would be so goddamn embarrassed. Dude, if I knew one of these guys, I'd be so goddamn embarrassed. If I Oh my God, dude.
I mean, you got to imagine people are there with their kids. Like, this is Target. This is like a family environment.
Imagine sitting in jail and they're like, "So what did you do?"
Well, here's the best part. They just got done fighting, and now they're waiting to buy their cards still. It's like, you know, get the fuck out of here. I'm not going to sell you cards after you just fought in my store. Look at that. Good. Arrested their asses. Good.
Where was this?
This is in Hollywood, Florida.
Yeah, there you go.
The vendor.
I wouldn't have expected that in Florida.
It says, according to Repost,
crazy in the Poke streets.
the vendor was just allowed back. They blocked the front of the line with their bodies. Over 5 EX boxes went back with the vendor and never hit the floor. The line was already heated. Shoving broke out over the last one-piece tin.
Wow.
Listen to this. Shoving broke out over the last one-piece tin. Oh my gosh, man.
Just
Unreal.
wild.
Over One Piece. Not Pokemon, over One Piece.
Wow.
Well, One Piece is pretty big.
Yeah, I know, but still, like, it's moving over to other areas.
But like you said, though, for over one tin, though, like if I heard there was only one tin left, I would have just said good night, everybody. I'd leave.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fight anybody over one tin.
Here's the other thing.
Somebody really said, "I'm becoming king of the pirates tonight." That comment in there is great.
That's great.
Here's the other thing that would drive me crazy too, and I understand the anger. Like, if I'm in there, for instance, I've seen situations where like the vendor is in there loading everything, and while they're loading things, they're like, "Hey, can you just wait till I'm done loading to come up?" So people will see it and they'll start a line. There'll be a line of like 5 guys, and the first guy will get to the area and he'll just grab all the boxes. And if I see a lot of situations where guys are like, are you kidding me? You're gonna let me get? Can I get one or two of those? Nah, man, nah. I understand the anger over that, because there's people that are like, I'm first in line, I'm getting them all, bro. Like, come on. Let's split this up. Let's so there is some reason to be angry in this stuff, but again, just you have to think to yourself. The first thing that always pops in my mind, especially now, is like, I don't want to be that guy that is fucking filmed in line, doing some stupid fuckery bullshit, and the next thing you know, you're all over Poke Streets. Especially if you're like a content creator. Like, could you imagine? I mean, we saw it happen in the comic world back in the day with the whole acetate gate, right? That's what the reason the whole acetate gate thing blew up is because a content creator was quote unquote seen getting a bunch of books, and you have to think about that. It's so embarrassing, dude.
Not good for the brand.
No. Not at all.
And it's not like, just be a good human, right? Like, have a little bit of other-mindedness. Think about somebody else other than yourself. It's crazy.
This is a local story. Another bullshit story. We see a lot of stories about people breaking into stores and card stores and all kinds of stuff, comic stores. This one hits a little close to home, especially here at Beyond Wednesdays. This is Jesse James' former shop here in Phoenix, Arizona. Now it used to be called Jesse James. Now it is called High Score Comics, run by a good dude, Lance, who he's the guy who helped bring back the Gold Key brand and bought the Gold Key IP and stuff, and was doing Kickstarters for the Gold Key stuff. Good dude, big comic book collector, and the store got broken into, and the guy walked in, grabbed a bunch of stuff, walked out with a bunch of cards, Magic Gathering, Pokemon cards, some cash, and just bullshit. It sucks, and that's the problem is thieves and criminals realize how much money is in this game now, and it just sucks. So if there's anybody that recognizes this person in the Phoenix area, let me know. High Score Comics, reach out to High Score Comics if you know. A bunch of bullshit. So shout out to Lance and crew over at High Score Comics.
Yeah.
Fucking sucks, man. Greed is terrible. Yeah, it's a motherfucker. And I think that's it.
Did you guys see, speaking of cards, I think it was the Magic the Gathering Championship recently happened. And, you know, people were kind of squatting on the Spider-Man releases, but the guy who won the championship busted out some Magic Spider-Man cards and ended up winning the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a cool story. I'll try to link in the chat.
Yeah, that is cool. I really would love to get into, you know, if I was going to ever get into, you know, learning how to play Magic the Gathering, it would be with using the Marvel and the or the Spider-Man stuff. I hope that at some point there's some way to do it online, because I'm not going to.
There's a Magic app.
There is, but you can't use the Spider-Man cards.
That's true. Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah, which sucks, because that's going to bring me in. That's going to help me understand and learn the game more.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So hopefully Wizards of the Coast and Marvel work something out. I know it has to do with, you know, the Snap game, and Marvel already has their online gaming and cell phone game stuff. So I think there's something to do with that licensing and who has license. But so hopefully at some point that changes and they'll figure out a way to get it online, because I'd play the hell out of it if it was online. I think that'd be fun. And by the way, all you Mark Spears fans out there, be on the lookout. We got some new Magic the Gathering Mark Spears stuff coming soon. So, all right, let's let our boy Diamond Dave sing us out.
Can you hear me out there? Hey, man, don't be squirting water at me. I'm gonna fuck your girlfriend, pal.
I was telling the guys backstage that I've been talking about doing shirts for a long time. And if you're in the chat, Alex, I set up a thing in the Discord. I'm trying to bring the Discord back slowly but surely. But I set up a thing in the Discord, Alex, where I've added you to a channel to do like merch ideas and shirt ideas. So I'm starting to put a bunch of that stuff in there, Alex. If you get a chance, check it out. I've added you to the group, and I'll if there's anybody else that wants to help with getting some merchandise ideas stuff done, I'll add James to the group, and I'll add Shane Sterry to the group. Shane, if you're on Discord, let me know, and anybody else out there that wants to help with art and stuff for the group. But one of the ideas that I want to do is I want to do a comic book drama alert shirt where it has that quote from David Lee Roth, you know, don't squirt water at me, I'll fuck your girlfriend, pal. I think it'd be great. Do some David Lee Roth shirt idea with Beyond Wednesdays, if we could pull it off.
I like it.
Yeah, right? It'd be fun. So we'll see. All right. Let me come over here. There's a couple of things I want to talk about that I saw that was pretty cool. I saw this from Brian's Comic Garage today on Instagram. And one of my nostalgia main things is Mad Balls.
Yeah.
I know a lot of us, we love Mad Balls growing up. This is a new product that's in Five Below. They're Mad Balls. Yeah,
Nice.
mini Mad Balls. Yep.
Oh no.
Yeah. So Brian's Comic Garage got the whole display box and everything. Look at that.
So cool.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
You didn't have to get in a fist fight with anybody for him?
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. He said he says, these just came out from Five Below, mini Mad Balls. I just grabbed the box of them for displaying. No real short packs or prints that I see here. At least 3 of each kind in the box, with some having 4. Might be fun to pass out at Halloween or something. Great idea.
That is really cool.
Yeah, great idea. But
how many times you going back to his house if he's giving that out?
Gotta get them all.
Change the mask. Yeah.
I can see Brian going back again and again. Hey man, haven't you been here before? No.
Nope. Somebody else looks just like me.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I love that shit, bro. Another thing I want to talk about. This is pretty cool. Book you don't see talked about very often, except for here on Beyond Wednesdays. Shout out to the crew over at Cover Price. They did their weekly Shaker report, and something pretty special on the Shaker report this week. You can't really see it right here, but don't worry. We're going to go take a look. We're at coverprice.com. All right, here we go. One of my favorite all-time books that I probably have at least 10 of is on the Shaker Report this week. The very first Robert Kirkman and Tony Moore professional comic book work. Battle Pope #1, right? But not just any Battle Pope #1, and not even the first Battle Pope #1. This is the reprint that Image put out. The original Battle Pope was put out independently on the Funkatron label that they started early on. And they obviously got picked up on Image for Walking Dead and Invincible, so they got Image to reprint them in color. They were black and white. And Tony redid the covers for them. And the Image version of this book, a CGC 9.8, sold for $510.
Ooh,
yeah.
That's wild.
So what does this mean? Does this mean that everybody's getting into one of my favorite all-time comics? Nope. Does this mean that people are finally getting some really good humor, got some good humor going on? Nope. It means that Invincible is hotter than the fucking sun. And
That's
they
right.
want anything that Robert Kirkman did around that time. Anything. And so we're starting to see even non-Invincible books. But here's the thing that's interesting. The Funkatron Battle Pope #6, I believe, I might be mistaken, has one of the earliest images of Invincible in comics. It's on the back cover. A lot of people don't realize that. So, pretty amazing. Be on the lookout for the Battle Pope stuff. And this just goes to show you that when things get hot, people start looking for creator first. They start looking for the weird old stuff. And even the coldest stuff out there can get hot again, which is nuts. Yeah, Brad Selden's got it. Noble Causes Family Secrets #2. Is that what it is? No. Noble Causes Family Secrets #2 is the first appearance of Invincible. Yeah. Is it 2 or 3? 2. Maybe it's 2. I can't remember. Anyways, I have a funny story. I passed up original Walking Dead art to buy original Battle Pope art. So pretty I mean, I wish I would have bought both at the time. I remember going through, like, Tony Moore had his book out, his art thing, and there was Battle Pope pages and stuff, and I'm just going through Walking Dead pages. I'm just like, flip, flip, flip. Nope, nope, nope. And when I told them, I think it was like Comic-Con 2005 or 2004 or something like that, and I told him that I went up to his table and I said to it was his girlfriend or his wife at the, I don't know if it's his wife now, but she was helping run the table, and I said, "Is Tony taking commission, spots?" She's like, "Yeah, what do you want?" And I go, "I want to get a Battle Pope sketch." And the look on her face was like, "What? Huh?" And so she called over Robert and Tony and told them, and they were both like, You want Battle Pope? You don't want something zombie? You don't want something zombieized, like, you know, because everybody was asking him to do zombie stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, nope, I want Battle Pope. And it was funny because at that time, Rosario Dawson was standing at the table, like looking at stuff.
Yeah.
And even like, I think she was maybe talking to Kirkman at that point or something. And like, it was even kind of mentioned to her, like, and it was like such a weird thing for me to want a Battle Pope sketch when Walking Dead was just hitting. I mean, it had just hit. So I was like, nah, man, I'm not into zombie stuff. I wish I would have been into zombie stuff and Battle Pope at the time.
Yeah, right. Buy all that Walking Dead art too.
Yeah, fucking A.
So cheap at the time.
Yeah, I turned down. Yeah, there's some really good key pages for really cheap for a long time.
Yep.
We're sometimes not the smartest people in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Usagi Girl has just dropped a $50 super sticker. Shout out to Usagi Girl. Thank you so much. I appreciate you more than you know. She reached out to me recently. I was supposed to have a comic sale and I ended up not having it. She's like, "Are you going to have your comic sale?" And I was like, "Yeah, not yet." But thank you so much, Usagi Girl. I appreciate you. I will be having a comic sale tomorrow during the Super Bowl while everybody is watching football. I'll be having a comic sale. So, yeah. We're going to have a bunch of Mark Spears winter bags. I'll be doing 10-bag lots again and guaranteed foils. And I'll have a bunch of books. I'll have, I got some of those pre-code horror Macroverse books that I'll make available. I've got all kinds of stuff. So we're going to have a Super Bowl comic sale tomorrow. If you guys want to hang with us,
I love that.
Yeah, just the best way to find out when I'm doing sales, you guys, is, I mean, you can follow my eBay Live and you can follow my whatnot. Those are really good. But also just make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on the icon, the bell, and hit all notifications, and make sure your notifications are turned on. And then whenever I dual stream the sale, I put the link in the description, and you could just see that I'm going live on YouTube, and it'll say sale, and you know I'm selling something. You can come to the sale. So shout out to Lord Zero, who says, "I'll be at the sale. I could care less about football. It's not really the true football." Shout out to Lord Zero. I got to hit up Lord Zero too. Find out where he's been, where he moved to. He's not at the dispensary that I was going to anymore. So got to figure out where he's at. All right. So shout out to Usagi Girl. Thank you so much, Chica. I appreciate you. Yeah.
Giving her a follow right now on Instagram.
Yeah.
Lord Zero too.
Yeah. Usagi Girl and Lord Zero and everybody else in the live chat and everybody else that has been supporting the channel is, I mean, everything's green on YouTube, you guys. And then what does that mean? That means views are up, subscriptions are up, likes are up, engagements up. Obviously, your guys' support is up. So many people have been dropping memberships and super stickers and super chats and just really supporting the channel. And I can't thank you enough, you guys. People have been showing up at the sales, not just my sales. See, just like that. Shout out to Lewis. Appreciate you, bro.
Lewis,
Big Leg, Big Clutch. They've been killing it on their eBay Live sales. So I know you guys have been checking that out. James has got something coming up that we're going to be talking about after the show here in a little bit that you guys are not going to, just keep your ear to the ground and your eyes open. I'll just say that. So
yeah, don't miss the next few Beyond Wednesday shows.
Yeah. Well, check this out. So let's just be honest. What do we got coming up? We've got MegaCon coming up, which you guys know how it works over here on Beyond Wednesdays. As of late, over the last year or so, whenever the big con is coming up, we have a lot of really cool exclusive stuff that we're working on with all of our friends and here at Beyond Wednesdays, the Beyond Wednesdays crew, which means that we're going to make a lot of those available to you, pre-orders for you guys that might not be able to get to the con. All you guys that hang out in the live chats during the live shows, it's for you guys. And obviously, you know, we want to sell, you know, product, you know, that's how we make our money and stuff. But at the same time, it's kind of for you guys, respect for you guys supporting the channel, being here live, and giving you the ability to get some of these books at a cheaper amount. And the amazing things you do, like Music Pub, who just gifted 20 memberships.
So rad.
Yeah, thank you so much. Here's some of the stuff that we have coming, and I'll just give you guys some hints. We got an Ito book coming, some Suspiria stuff coming, some Sveta stuff coming. Don't miss February 25th. We've got Jonathan Knight, Jeff Monk, even more that I can't talk about. But keep an eye on the live sales, but more importantly, just be here and hang out with us, and you'll get rewarded with a link every once in a while. So
it's awesome.
All right. There was some other interesting stuff that I saw in the world of collecting that I figured we could talk about. And we've been talking about this in other places on the channel too, and especially in the industry show. The guys talk about the tag AI grading. And I don't know if you guys are following that. There's a new grading company that's a card company that, that has figured out a way to better utilize AI in the grading of cards, which is a much easier thing, obviously, because you're just grading a front and a back. You're not having to grade pages. You're not having to check page count. You're not, you know, like there's not all this extra work in there. And the tag grading company is using AI, which means that their turnaround time is, you know, quick. Yeah, super quick, which could change everything, right? Like, what's going to work? How is a grading company going to break in to even be seen over the giants like CGC and PSA? They're going to have something special. And that something special, if it includes bringing turnaround times down, holy shit, you have the goose that lays the golden egg, right? The question is, can it be done for comics? I don't know. We'll have to talk about this, but I thought this was interesting, these guys talking about it in the card world. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it yet on this level, but here we go.
But tag is coming up in the next 2 years with a machine that's going to be in stores.
In stores, I was just talking about that.
People will come in store, drop their card, and 2 hours later you get to your grade and you got your slab in your hand.
No more.
You can walk
1
up.
hour photo, dude. It's like 1 hour photo.
Isn't that fucking crazy, dude?
Yeah.
That is nuts. That's nuts. Let's rehear
It's
that.
a good idea. I don't see any way that it could translate to comics, unfortunately, but could be used to speed up the process, right?
Yeah.
If you could do
Or
grading for
like,
the front back cover.
even
and then
just
have
like
somebody-
standardization of color, you know, when you're grading white pages or
that's
off
true.
white pages, you
Yeah.
could absolutely use that for certain aspects of it.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think of that.
Yeah. People are saying in the chat that they've had problems detecting fakes. Well, they don't do vintage because of that. And I understand that. They just haven't gotten there yet. I think at some point they'll figure it out, you know. But with new cards, would it be interesting if the card manufacturer helped this? Okay. And what do I mean by that? They started manufacturing their cards with some type of thing that when an AI grading tool is being used, it instantly can tell if it's a real or fake card. You know what I mean? Or you know, at least for that season. And then if the, you know, if the counterfeiters figure it out, they just change that thing, you know. It's some type of scanning tool, maybe something in the card, something very easy. I'm sure there's something they can do, put some type of special images in the cards under the layer that only the scanning tool can see or something like that. There's got to be a way. And that would blow me away if the printers, fanatics who own Topps now and eventually are going to own everything but hockey cards, if they figure out a way to start working with these grading companies that are doing it in the AI, that'd be interesting. Figure Drawing says, Brian, it's called blockchain. And if anything was ever cool about NFTs and crypto stuff, it's the blockchain, right? That was the thing that was very interesting. But this is where we're heading right now. And I saw Big Nasty and Chonko on their show earlier tonight had David Byrne, Sukesha. Shout out to Alex with the $10 super chat. He says, late to the party, keep up the good work. Love that logo. Hell yeah. Thank you so much, brother. This is the guy that created the Beyond Wednesdays logo.
Nice.
Yeah, Alex, OG. We got to
Very
talk,
cool.
brother. Yeah, I'd love to reach out and figure some new stuff out. But yeah, Sky Jaguar says it's a $19 a card bulk. I can't believe it's so expensive to grade cards. Yes, that's the other thing. This will bring down cost of grading cards because they're having to pay people.
Less overhead.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let me continue this. Let's see what they say here. Thank you, Alex.
I don't know if you know about it, but Tag is coming up in the next 2 years with a machine that's going to be in store.
In stores, I was just talking about that.
People will come in store, drop their card, and 2 hours later you get your grade and you got your slap in your hand.
No more 6 months, no more shipping, no more headache when it doesn't arrive, no more headache when it doesn't come back, no more worrying if it's your card or not. Now you can go with a trustworthy shop.
And to be honest, I think Tag is going to be the future. I just received my first submission from Tag, and I'm happy with it. And the slab looks good. I don't understand why people are hating on Tag. They're just used to something and they don't want to change it.
That's it.
But in my opinion, Tag is the future.
Yeah. I mean, if you can just walk up there, that's true. That, if you can watch your card being graded, that's important. Especially with all the trust issues in collectibles right now. That's a big deal. So
When if you could
imagine going to a card show,
Okay.
shop in the mall and dropping off your stuff and going shopping for an hour and a half and walking back and it's all graded waiting for you. You're fucking nuts.
Well, I just think too, like in private
But
transactions,
also
if you could do
the real determination on how successful that is as far as being in the hobby is what's the resale value on a tag slab. It's not so much sometimes the quality, it'll also reflect on sales. So if PSA is still dominating or CGC, whatever, whoever is using, making the most for cards that are slabbed, they're still going to dominate, as far as the secondary market.
What were you saying, Mike?
I was just saying, like, if they could get the technology around it, it would take out some of the
I can't hear Mark at all.
The
Mike.
fraud and
John, come in and come back real quick. There's a problem with StreamYard where if somebody drops in and drops out, some people can't hear him. So
Right.
John, just leave
Right.
and come back real quick. Go ahead, Mike.
I was just saying, like when you're doing a private transaction, if you could meet at a grading kiosk, right, and do the transaction at the kiosk, like that, there's some value there to me. Where if the
Yeah.
kiosk would say, "Hey, this is an authentic card," like if you could use somehow that technology, like blockchain, for example, scan that card and say, "Yes, this is an authentic card. It's not a fake," and then here's the grade. Like doing that transaction and taking out some of those variables would be really, really nice and enticing to me as a buyer or collector.
Yeah, that's a great use scenario. Great use scenario.
I love the way that their cases look. How they
Yeah,
have
they do
that
look good.
that clear. This is clear right here. I love that.
My understanding too is if the QR code is assigned specifically to the card. If you scan the QR code, it brings up all their scans of the card from the grading process, and all the notes are there. Everything's there. So you could be at a show and pick one up that's an 8.
Awesome. Yeah.
And pull out your phone and scan it, and it'll tell you why it's an 8. And
That's
it'll
great.
show you photos of when the when they were being scanned and the computer system was grading it, it'll be like, here's where the scratch was on the foil, and here's where it's literally like a circled thing on the images. It's really fucking cool. It's really cool. So there's no guessing. You're not picking up a 9 and going, well, why is this a 9? It looks like a 10. You can literally scan it and it'll show you why they graded it.
Here's what we saw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful case. You know who's really big on tag, who's been big on tag for a while, is Emmett at Haven for Heroes. He's talked about tag for a while. Emmett does a lot of Pokemon and TCG stuff, a lot, which most brick and mortar shops now, that's what a lot of their sales are. Yeah. It's funny because when I talk to Jesse, Dennis, and Emmett on the industry show about, what is the percentage of comics over everything else that they sell, like TCG, vintage shirts and vinyls and toys, like comics are like 30% or less. It's usually like, TCG is 50% or more, comics are 30% or less, and then you pepper everything else in that they have. So, when I hear things like this, it makes me think more and more every day that it's so much harder just to be a graphic novel store. And there's very few stores out there that are just selling comic books, right? They're usually got Pops or TCG or, something else that they've, in order to survive, they've got to sell. You can't just be a comic or a graphic novel store these days, which is interesting.
You have to have a wider net. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very interesting. So, Official Music Pub says, I was late, but did you guys talk about the dork craze that has been going on, the book of the hottest things week? Yes, we did. It's fantastic. Yep. Excellent book, excellent idea. I'd love to get Brett Bean on the show. So, everything sound good, John?
Mike, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I was watching his mouth move, and I'm like, don't hear him.
Puppet.
See, there's your fucking electrical thing again, man.
It's the mothership.
But you're right. Every time I notice lately on some of the other shows I'm on too, when somebody leaves and comes back, somebody will drop.
Yeah. What'd you do to fix your electrical noise problem earlier? Did you do anything to fix that?
Nothing. I restarted my phone. I shut the phone off, it restarted, and then everything was fine. So
I went into your thing and just rechecked the echo cancellation. So I think that might be a way to fix it, is I have to go and turn off the echo cancellation, turn it back on. StreamYard just got sold to a big app company out of Europe that bought the whole StreamYard thing. So I don't know if there's some type of problem happening, but yeah, that's an issue. So all the content creators out there, if you're having a problem where people can't hear, it's because if somebody drops out and comes back in, it fucks up the audio for other people in there. So shout out to Chonka Comics, who just joined the chat. He says, yo guys, late but checking in. We were just talking about your show tonight. Excellent show tonight, man, about AI and comics. He had a couple creators on, him and Big Nasty had a couple creators on the show tonight, and they had a really good conversation about AI and comics, which, we've been talking about that now since it's probably been when did Abolition, what was that? Abolition of Man? Yeah. Whenever that came out, I remember that was the moment where I said, okay, this is going to be something major when people are using, AI to create the whole interior comic and everything. This is something that we're going to have to deal with for a while. And it's been a couple of years now, and it's very interesting to see everything starting to kind of settle and the dust to settle, as they say, and see how people are reacting to it. But there was a very interesting comment that was made to me by one of the retailers on the industry show, where he had mentioned to me that there's AI artists that are obviously into comics that love buying comics still, and he has a lot of guys who make money in the AI art world that buy comics from him, and those guys, they don't care what the comic world says about AI art, because they're not selling to publishers. They're not selling
Yeah.
They're selling on their own web pages to their fans and to people that just want art. So they could care less what we think about them, and they're just going to make money. And that's the way it is. So it'll be interesting to see how the next couple of years really play out with how the rest of the art world in comics in general lets that take, form.
Well, I think about like when creators started working digitally more, traditional pencil and ink artists were looking at that and saying, well, you see some of these guys doing stuff that we can't replicate traditionally. And
Like,
so
it is-
like it's a crutch, right?
Yeah.
So it's it's technology. Anytime there's new technology, we have to adapt and recalibrate and see what we accept as a culture, as a society, what we find, what we can stomach, or what we feel is, worth keeping around.
Yeah. Yeah, major. Suspiria is going to be on next week. Shout out. Love her. Amazing. Suspiria Vilches, amazing story, amazing artist, and someone very easy to root for. That is going to be in Orlando for MegaCon, and we might have some news on a Suspiria book that you guys may be able to buy soon. So.
Soon. TBD.
TBD. Yes, TBD. You got it.
TBD.
Yeah. So, but we'll see. You can call me VCs. Unless the AI art bot has charisma, I don't see people ever getting over that it's not by a person. And that is a great point. You can call me V, because, and we talk about this a lot also, that a lot of people these days that are buying comics and buying variants and that type of stuff are buying it because they like the person that's creating it. They want to support the artist rather than supporting the IP, right? It used to be back in the day, you would buy Spider-Man and you would buy Batman and you'd buy Superman because you like Spider-Man, Batman, and Superman. But now it's, yeah, that's how I got into this. But now I like Mark Spears, so I want to support Mark Spears, or I like James Tynion, so I want to support Tiny Onion, or I'm a Robert Kirkman fan, so I buy anything Skybound puts out, Ghost Machine. I'm a Ghost Machine fan, so I buy anything Ghost Machine puts out. You're kind of falling in love with the creators as well, and you want to support the artists, and you want to support, them, so you're gonna keep an eye on their webpage and that stuff like that. So I think fandom, just like we said the other night on the industry show, fandom is the engine that keeps the collectible hobby alive, especially in the comic world, which is interesting. So,
yeah.
But yeah. All right, James, you got any pickups? You got pickups?
Bro, I picked up $100,000 collection. I'm not even kidding.
Wow, bro.
And most of it's not here, but I'm not, dude. It's like high grade early Fantastic Four shit and Spider-Man and just insanity in these boxes, dude. But some of this, it was stuff I was showing off on eBay tonight, just showing some of the stuff I've got coming up, and it was like, I'm just pulling books and people are just going nuts. But I got to send you some stuff privately, Brian, there's some stuff that you're going to want from me.
Hell yeah, bro. I'm always down for
it's
that.
just like insanity. And that it's all high grade. It's all new old stock stuff.
Are they all clear backing boards too?
No. So a lot of the higher end ones were like, a lot of the stuff that was like $50, $100, $200 stuff was. The guy who had it, he went through a kick for a while where like he was putting his favorite stuff with clear boards.
Oh yeah.
So not all of it, but there's like maybe 6 shorts that's in clear back.
That's awesome.
But yeah, dude, it's like golden age all the way up to like pretty modern, and dude, some of the stuff is insane. The magazines and the treasury editions are like pristine, like 9/8 candidates across the board. Some of the stuff, like early the Vampirella You know, the Vampirella magazine ones, dude. There's a couple in there that are like 9/8 all day, top of census type stuff. So
wow,
I'm gonna have a mountain of stuff going off to CGC, like just a mountain.
That's awesome, bro.
It's too much to even bother showing it all, man. But yeah, a lot. Yeah, a lot of pickups.
Cool.
Too many pickups.
That's cool. I have one pickup that is I haven't seen yet, but it's from John. So I'm gonna open it up. Here we go. So I've had some really good pickups lately. I've been very lucky. All right. I haven't seen it yet, so you guys are gonna see it with me. Here we go.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Is that a foil?
Is this metal?
No, that's a metal.
Oh
it's
my
limited to
God.
100.
Oh
Don't
my
drop
gosh,
it.
bro. Hold on here.
Yeah.
This is. All right, here we go.
That is a Garbage Pail Kids versus Mad Balls metal.
Oh,
limited to 100. Ryan, you know Jeff Mazza, right?
Yep.
All right. That's my guy. He's one of my great friends for many years. And he, for some who don't know, he works over with Dynamite Dynamic Forces. And so I had asked him if anything was found, interesting, because I like the metals. And he started showing me. See, I got this. I bought one for myself too.
Hell
but
yeah. I love the Oculus, dude.
He was showing me other stuff, but this went through like past the screen, and I said, go back to that real quick. And he said Mad Balls versus Garbage Pail Kids, and I was like, oh, I got to get one for McClay. I said, send me two of those, one for me, one for him.
Dude, that is badass, bro.
I figured you like
Fucking
that a
love
lot,
that, dude.
And
it's a Dynamic
unique
Forces book. You guys know how big of a fan I am of Dynamic Forces, so that's sick.
I love that they keep it old school, that they still give the shirt and all that stuff.
Yeah, Dynamic Forces is another one of my my nostalgia things, right? I remember going to the mailbox to look to see if there's any DF books in there, waiting for my DF books. And then there was a couple even companies that came and kind of copied DF style that I would even join those companies, because you get really, if you kept an eye on, if you were a Wizard subscriber, you know about Dynamic Forces and Awesome Entertainment and all the great deals and cool books that they would have available. And I would get all that shit, man. So that's super cool. All right. You got any pictures there,
I grabbed
John?
that. Yeah, I grabbed that book that we talked about. What was it, last week? The Clayton Crane.
Oh, you got one. I told Jesse. I told Jesse he better put the one aside for me. He said he's got to find it. So I hope that means he didn't sell it.
Yeah, Clayton is a regular at New York City Comic Con, so I'm definitely going to have him sign. I'm going to ask him if he can sign his old signature on there with the K's instead of the C's.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't, I'll still get it signed. I'm a huge fan of what do you call it? Michael Turner. I thought originally, I'm looking through a box of Soulfire and some Aspen stuff. This is actually Jim Lee doing a cover back in 2005 for Aspen, using Mike Turner's character from Soulfire. And then I got this recently in, which is a Soulfire signed by Mike Turner at Aspen. So gorgeous cover. And then anybody who knows about Jurdovic, his old stuff from like the early 2000s. This was a 1 in 75 he did. And then another X-Men 1 in 75 he did. Some of his old stuff is pretty tough. And then I found this 1 in 25 Ultimate Spider-Man foil. Never, it's strange. I've seen the sketch and all the other stuff. Never saw this one. So this is a 1 in 25. And then finally, I received my Mark Spears Monster and the Wolf limited to 50 metal. That was an exclusive drop on Keen Spot Shop. So beautiful book. Everybody knows this is one of my favorites books to collect. So hopefully when I meet up with Mark, I get this one. Beautiful signature on that. But
I forgot I bought one of those. Thanks for reminding me.
and I want to share something since we're always talking about signed stuff and things, getting things done. I had this done when I was a kid. I went to an old show in New York City, and I met Stan Lee and Jack Kirby at the same table. This is the first page of a pocket comic that had featured all the Fantastic Four stories in one book. And I found this book many years later in a storage box. So I had the picture cropped out. I mean, the page cropped out and slabbed by PSA DNA. And then I had a letter where Steve Ditko signed the letter. I had that cut out and PSA'd. So I keep my legends together, you know. So
I like that. That's cool.
For those who like to collect autographs, these are really cool for me. So I just wanted to share that. One of my favorites.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, a couple of things before we go. I want to show you guys that I thought was interesting. So this is a post by the homie Jimmy the Human. Good dude, been following Beyond Wednesday's Tales from the Flip Side and for a while. Met him in San Diego either last year or the year before, and he gave me some really cool Dr. Atomic books. And if you guys know, you know. But this was something that he put on his IG that I love following his IG. He puts up really cool, same type of books that I love. But he put up a book that I have never seen before and that I was just blown away. So Larry Hama, Jimmy Palmiotti, Michael Golden did the cover. Cops the Job from Marvel in 92. It's even got, if you guys can see, it's got the Spider-Man. But look at this book. Have you ever seen this book?
Yeah, I've got those. Those came out, I believe, after 9/11.
No. Way before 9/11.
What?
92.
Really?
In
Oh, is it?
1992, yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Because there was another series then that dropped after 9/11 that was based all on firefighters and cops.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm confusing it then. All right.
Yeah, this is based a serial killer type story. In this one, written by Larry Hama and Joe Jusko, inks by Palmiotti. This covers by Michael Golden. This, I don't know anything about the other. The other ones aren't that crazy, but this one is nuts, man. I mean, look at that cover, dude. That's crazy, dude.
And it's her first day. It says first day.
So I love seeing books that I've never seen before, especially a book that's like right in my wheelhouse. Same time period where I got in, really heavy into comics, and this is just one of those books that I never would have, like, especially nowadays. This ain't gonna fly at Marvel. You know what I mean?
No.
Like,
no.
Jesus. So I thought that was pretty dope. All right. You guys know I love the old school skate culture and stuff like that. This is Cheap Skateboard Museum on IG. Posted a bunch of stickers and ephemera and promo stuff from the 80s. And look at all these, like Powell Peralta, Tony Hawk, all these old school stickers and advertisements and promo stuff, Bones Brigade. Look at that. I mean, this is the type of stuff that I hope one day I'll get a collection of shit like this. Love that. And look at that. Oh my God, dude. Old school Santa Cruz stuff. The Santa Cruz stuff is my favorite. I love the Santa Cruz skateboard art. So, and then I wish I would have bought this card when I found out about it back in about 2004, I would say. I got back into it was when I got sober. It was 2006. And I got back into card collecting because I had extra money to spend. I wasn't spending it all on dope. But I didn't get back into regular card collecting. I fell in love with the CGC Collectors Forum not CGC, the Collectors Forum PSA boards. And it was back during this time period, it was like what CBSI was, this G plus group of CBSI was for comics for me. It was that for cards. And I loved the part of the forum that was like the weird cards, like, and some of them are cards that are grails today, but back then people wouldn't even think about collecting them. For example, this card, the Kelly Slater rookie card, super rare card. Another card that I'm talking, for example, the Lionel Messi Mega Cracks card, the Tiger Woods SI for Kids card, you know, like the crazy rare European stuff, all the, you know, like early Star Wars Wonder Bread cards, like the weird stuff that surprisingly even back then people weren't into. They didn't sell for a ton of money. You could get like, I remember there was this guy I used to follow that was really big into wrestling cards, and he would get into the wrestling all-star cards, the wrestling, the rookies that came out and from the magazine back in the day. And he would get them, like all the Hulk Hogan stuff and the Andre the Giant stuff and the Ric Flair cards, and he was getting them all. Like he would even buy the unopened packs, the sets of them that you would get them like shrink wrapped from the people in the magazines, and they were cheap. You know, you get a set for like $300, and you know, a Hulk Hogan card for $100. I bought a Jesse the Body Ventura signed PSA graded card from that set for like, I don't know, $100 maybe. These type of cards were not a big deal, but now they are. I mean, you look at prices on some of the stuff. This card, $3,000 for this card.
Wow.
Yeah, $3,000. So, but this is Burbank Cards, obviously a big card, one of the biggest card groups. But I just thought it was cool going through my IG and I see the Kelly Slater card, which is one of the things that I really got into when I got back into collecting. So super cool. Speaking of cards, shout out to David Cho, another guy that I've always thought was amazing. He's a famous like modern artist. He's known for creating all the Facebook art back in the day. He took Facebook stock instead of money for creating all the Facebook logos and stuff, and he became just a gazillionaire over it.
Yeah.
And so now he you know, he had a comic back in the day, really tough to find comic. Cut 2 of them. Shout out to Vinny Kumar, who I used to talk about David Cho all the time with. But Cho started doing this card art. And this is one that he did with Dragote. He hung out with Dan Mora, Dragotta, and he did some card art for him. And this is on a Thomas Peters soccer card, and he made it look like he was absolute Batman, and Dragotta signed it. So check this out. This is cool. Let me go here. I'll show you something cool. This is them hanging out. David Cho, Nick Dragotta, Daniel Warren Johnson, Dan Mora, and I don't know who that is, but really, really cool. Oh, that must be Felix Comic Art. Is that who that is? That's Felix. Is that Felix Comic Art, James?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, Dragotta's the handler.
Okay.
Yeah, Felix.
So look at them. They're all sitting here checking out cards and drawing on cards, right? You can see. Watch this. This is cool. Here. Come on. Come on. Some of these you're going to see in a second. All right. There's a really good one that showed. Look at this. Cooper Flag rookie card. Daniel Warren Johnson did this. Made Cooper Flag rookie into a Cyclops without his arms. Fucking cool that they're doing this. James Harden, Daniel Warren Johnson drawing on it.
I like that one a lot.
This is so cool, man. Jordan. Look at Wemby. I mean, this is so creative, so smart, so cool. Jordan, 92 NBA Hoops card. Another Cooper flag. So, and David Cho kind of started this, obviously. You can see he does it all kinds. This is on a LeBron rookie. So they're drawing on $1,000 cards. Now, there's a freaking Jordan rookie right there. Now, this is David Cho.
I just spent all this time painting this Bron Rook, this like nice painting, but I wasn't organized and I didn't plan ahead. So look, it's not gonna fit. The painting's too thick. Did not plan ahead. Oh well.
So this is the type of stuff that happens when you have real fuck you money. You can buy $1,000 cards and throw them around like they're dollar bills. So really, this is another one that he did with Shohei.
I like that one. I saw that one before. That one's a good one.
Here's some of the other ones he did. There's another Shohei, a couple LeBrons. He made LeBron into Absolute Batman. Everybody's talking about Absolute Batman, you guys. Not just comic retailers and artists and everybody. Did you freaking Method Man? Yeah. Method Man's talking about Absolute Batman and how great it is. Look at Jordan as Charizard. Freaking Jokic, the Joker as the Joker.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think happens if DC says, why don't we do an absolute blind bag? Do you think that kills it, or do you think that makes it better?
Depends on how they do it. If they put some effort into it, it'll.
But if they're not, if they're doing it the way they've been doing everything else, doesn't it hurt it? Because unless you're going to go full into it, like the way Mark does it, where he's really giving you, a huge variety of stuff for $5.99 versus, other companies doing it for $9.99 or $14.99 or $19.99 and giving you crap, But that's looming, right? That's something somebody's already passed over the table somewhere, saying, they got all of these absolute characters. Why don't we do a blind bag? That's got to be something coming out this year at some point.
I don't know, man. After watching what happened with the Ultimate Endgame stuff.
Oh, true.
Yeah, but that's a Marvel problem. DC didn't have that problem.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean DC won't have that problem if they do something on that level. They've had problems, but I don't know, man. I think it's. I'll be honest with you. I truly think that it's hard for the big two publishers to put out things that are really good. I think the only reason that Absolute Batman is kicking ass is because there's it's Scott Snyder's involved, right? And he cares about.
Of course,
he cares. Yeah. I think that the vast majority of the people that work for these big publishing arms, they don't care. So if there's if Scott Snyder's part of it and he actually, or if somebody that's actually working on it actually puts some care into it and says, we're going to make this special, we're going to put original art in there, we're going to put covers that you could, all the covers that come out of the blind bags, you can only get in the blind bags, they're not just virgin variants of the trade dress of old books, they're not just reusing art. The first thing that the big publishers are going to want to do is figure out ways to kill 10 birds with one stone. Oh, hey, we can make 10 covers out of this. We can do a sketch variant. We can do a pencil sketch variant. We can do a spot color sketch variant. We can do a virgin variant, and then we can do a trade variant of each one of those. They have. We can do a foil. We can do a red foil, blue foil, gold foil. No, you have to make people really want to buy the blind bags, and these cash grabs, I don't think are going to do what are going to work. So,
well, those Arabic variants of Absolute already did a blind bag, that seem to be doing really well, because I remember when it first dropped, I think those blind bags, I want to say, were selling for like either $25 or $35 a bag. Now they're minimal, like I think $100 or 125, and you're only getting like, I don't know, 3 different covers or something like that. But I think the cool factor is it's a foreign variant, you know. And then of course anything Absolute is on fire right now, so it was a really limited product, so it's already been kind of done. It's just hasn't been done in the American market, you know.
Well, Panini is it Panini that's doing it, right?
Yeah, Panini.
Yeah. So Panini, you know, they've got some quality to their name, but I don't know, man. I don't trust the big publisher. I think that they're good. They're already getting greedy with Absolute, right? They said that if you want to do an Absolute variant, you have to do what, 2,000 copies, right? You have to do a minimum
2,000
of 2,000
now, yeah.
And
Yeah,
they raised the price on it too, I think.
It's expensive.
Yeah. So
I'll spill some tea a little early, but I do have an Absolute Batman coming out. So
they're already getting really greedy on that. And here's what's going to happen. And I could be wrong, but what I think most likely is going to happen is, just like James said, he's got a variant coming out. Every other retailer and their mother has a variant for Absolute Batman coming out, because they think it's you can't lose, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
and they're going to,
I think with the price, I think we're going to see that not happening, because it's a lot. I mean, it's the most expensive thing I've ever done.
Oh, I'll tell you this. I've heard a ton of retailers that are doing it. And when I say everybody and their mother, I mean every retailer that you can think of is either part of a group that's doing a Batman variant, multiple ones, or doing one on their own.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because obviously it's good. You see that Absolute Batman, people just want any Absolute Batman. Even in like my sales, I see people come in that go, "You got any Absolute? Any Absolute? Any Absolute? No, no Absolute. Gone." You know, they're just looking. They see the prices going up. They see Dan Quintana Absolute Batman 16 selling for $300 a pop. They see, you know, anybody can do an Absolute.
Anything signed by Dragotta is in Snyder.
Yeah, Dragotta, Snyder, you know, anybody, and they're seeing these huge prices, and what they don't realize is, again, like we talk all the time with the heat in the secondary market world, if you're just now getting in on this, you're probably too late, you know, and that's the way you kind of got to think that it's probably already too late. And you're going to be fighting with 20 other retailers. So, that have these variants. So if you're getting in now, you better make sure that what you're getting behind is fire. If you have the littlest thought of like, I don't really like that cover, but I'm just going to go with it anyways, be careful with that. Because listen, that Dan Quintana 16 ain't just your normal variant. That is like really stellar stuff. And there's going to be a lot of product out there that I don't think is going to be really stellar stuff. So we'll see how it plays out. But I'll tell you what would help if the big publishers think about doing blind bags. One of the things that would help the most is the buyback idea. And I've been talking about this for a while. Here's a good example. Upper Deck Golf is getting ready to add Tiger Woods rookie buybacks into their new golf product because it's the 25th anniversary of Tiger Woods rookie card. So they're going out and getting the original Tiger Woods rookie cards. They're going to have Tiger sign 25 of them and put them in the product. This will push the product just because there's buybacks in there signed by Tiger Woods. It'll push the product. And this is smart. This is a cool thing. This is something that, hey, I don't ever buy golf cards, but maybe I'll get in on a case to try and chase one of these, you know? This is the type of things that brings people to the product. And buybacks are super smart. You know, if Marvel or DC, like for instance, with the Ultimate Endgame blind bag, they should have done buybacks of and put some of the original, stuff variants in there signed.
You know what I'm shocked that I haven't seen Marvel do with their trading card stuff is why not do a cut signature with Stan Lee or Ramita? You know what I mean?
do.
Like get something they have cut signatures.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They've done cut
I've never
signatures,
seen
yeah.
those before. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because I would buy a product if I can get a cut signature of some like a Jack Kirby chase or something.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they've done Jack Kirby cut signatures before, I'm pretty sure.
I would love to find that.
Yeah. Frazetta cut signatures would be another thing, which is crazy to say, but I'm sure there's ways to do that. If you could
cut it out of one of
throw,
the paintings.
like, could you imagine, when a perfect example, when Dynamite did their Vampirella Kickstarter blind bags, I haven't heard about it yet, but Nick said they put in a certificate for a Vampirella #1 Frazetta, original Vampirella in there. Could you imagine if they said, hey, we have 5 signed Frazetta Vampirellas that are in the set? Like, that would be unreal. And it would cost some money, but, I'm sure that they could, that's the type of thing that would would make a product really work. You have to put some time and effort into it. You just can't say, hey, let's throw a bunch of our old product in there, or a bunch of our backstock in there, or a bunch of our, you got to make it. And that's what's happening. A lot of these retailers that have been around years doing retailer exclusive variants, they do these mystery bags or these blind bags where they're just putting in their old backstock they can't sell, so you can't do that. You can't, putting lipstick on a pig, basically. That's kind of what you're doing. You got a bunch of shit in there, and then you say, hey, but I'm putting in 25 Tiger Woods rookies into the thing. Like, the rest of it can't just be shit. It's got to be decent product. But if you have decent stuff and you do these type of things, fucking, that's a knock out of the park. There's smart things that you can do. Some of the cool things that I've seen done in the past, like, how cool would it be to put in a blind bag, hey, there's a thing in this blind bag this year that we're going to give you a trip. We're going to fly you out to San Diego and bring you to San Diego Comic-Con. All expenses paid trip to San Diego Comic-Con is one of the things you can win. And there's a thing in there for it. Or, for instance, if they did an absolute Batman blind bag, there could be a thing in there. There's 5 winners that if you're in here, Nick Dragotta and Scott Snyder and Dan are gonna follow you on Instagram, and that type of thing. Whatever. You could do cool ideas like that can make it fun again. But if you're just gonna throw in virgin variants or a different color version of your book, that's not going to push blind bags anymore. It did in the past. It's not going to do it anymore, in my opinion. So, but it is what it is. All right. Next, I want to talk about one of the coolest things that I never knew about until I got a card collection with the whole minor league sets of this team in the card collection, including their owners. And you'll know what I'm talking about in a second. Have you heard about this story about the Trappers, the minor league team, the Trappers?
Mm-hmm.
Check this out.
They were never supposed to win. The 1987 Salt Lake Trappers, a team nobody wanted, except for owners Bill Murray and his brother Brian. Not a single player had a major league contract, unlike every other team in the league. 2 players were sent to the Trappers from Japan as punishment. These guys were cast-offs, and by mid-season, they were bitter and slumping, running out of reasons to believe. But then the team captain picked a fight with his teammate, and somehow everything changed. They started to win. 3 games, then 5, then 10, then 20. When they reached 27 in a row, tying a record set back in 1921, the nation took notice. And when they won their 28th, then 29th straight, these so-called nobodies became legends. But what happened after is even more meaningful. Their story's now a documentary, The Streak, streaming on Apple TV and Amazon Prime.
Isn't that awesome?
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys ever heard of that story?
No.
They're owned by Brian Murray and Bill Murray. And I'm going through this collection, and all of a sudden I see this card right here. And then there's one with just Bill on it. And then I see all these Trapper minor league cards. I'm thinking, what are these cards? I have no idea. And I'm just like, well, I'll keep the Bill Murray ones. So I put aside the Bill Murray and Brian Murray ones. Now I got to go find the rest of them and make sure I didn't get rid of them or throw them away, because this is a cool story, dude. And
yeah,
I'm going to go check out the documentary for sure. But, it's just a minor league team Bill and Brian Murray bought when, Bill Murray was at his height, and just for them to have fun and enjoy their nostalgia and their childhood. And they won 28 games in a row. And now their names went into the Hall of Fame as a bunch of minor leaguers. Fucking cool, dude. This is the type of thing that they should make a movie out of, not just a documentary. But I have all these cards, and these are the type of cards like, they're probably worth a decent amount now. I haven't seen what they sell for, but I bet you they're a decent amount. And when this documentary comes out, they're gonna sell for more. So if you guys have any Trappers cards, be on the lookout for them. All right, some cool art things before we end the show. I don't know if this is AI art or not. You guys know sometimes I get fooled. But this is amazing. This is Fandagrams on IG, and they just put the return of an old favorite. X-Men characters reinterpreted in a Dungeons and Dragons high fantasy context. Let me know which one's your favorite. Look at these. Cyclops, Gambit, Storm. Look how beautiful this art is. I hope to God this is real. Please. I mean, it looks like it. He signs it. It looks like it's in pencil. Look at that. Nightcrawler. That is so badass. That is fucking gorgeous. Phoenix. Beautiful art. So I want to know if anybody knows who this artist is, because we got to get this artist. If this isn't AI art, which unfortunately I'm worried it is, but if it isn't, we need to get them into the comic world ASAP. Speaking of great comic artists, ladies and gentlemen, Souza Micah comes back and drops another hammer. Red Sonja Reborn #6, Souza Micah exclusive, limited to 400 copies. That is gorgeous. Holy cow, is that beautiful. Fantastic. Pre-orders go up on Saturday.
She's got an art
Today.
book dropping that I think dropped today as well. 2 art books, a Spawn and a... I could tell you in a second. I'll have some on my website tomorrow, but
you can get these at KRS right now. Speaking of, shout out to KRS Comics, by the way. KRS, I got to show you guys something. 2 things.
She's interesting to meet in person too. Remember James?
Yep.
KRS had something, and I can't see it. Did I see it somewhere else? Let me find it for a second. Shout out to KRS Comics. Amazing guys doing amazing stuff. Let's see if I can find this. Carla Cohen announced her website, right? She has a new web store recently. And I know we talked about that. Well, now Lucio Perillo is following. Lucio Perillo art website is launching. So February 5th. So it's already been launched. Let's go check it out. Where is it? Is it in here? There we go. So here's his new website, web store. So limited to 250 copies. The new Pop Kill #1 by Perillo. That is fantastic. That is one of the greatest. This is one of the best Perillo images ever. Does he have a print of that? Look how good Perillo's art is. So I believe KRS is working with Lucio and Carla now. So shout out to them. This is just beautiful Lucio Perillo stuff. And it is art. YouTube, it is art. Please don't ding me for this. We're talking in art. So, and there's only a few. Real Fake says there's only a few of those left at KRS. Only 24 left. So let me drop the link for you guys. See if you guys want to go check it out. Where is it? Is it on here? Oh, they also have the Draxgal Dead Samurai. So, do they have it here? I don't see it. Where is it? Real Fake. Is it on here? Am I not seeing it?
It's gone.
Yeah, maybe it's gone. I don't see it. The Vampirella one. But go check it out. KRScomics.com. Good peeps. We are going to have some new news coming soon. But we have a new promo code to drop for you guys. I think James used this promo code before, but we're going to have this promo code available at some other places. And it's available right now at dynamite.com, you guys. If you guys go to dynamite.com or dynamicforces.com, use the promo code BEYOND to get 10% off of your order on the website. That's promo code BEYOND. We're going to start setting up that promo code at a couple other places for you guys to get some deals on stuff. And with some of those deals, just like James did with the Marion Heretic Frizen foil black and white variant that he did, where he offered 10% off and then 10% went back to Beyond Wednesdays. Dynamite and Dynamic Forces are doing the same, and so will a couple of other sites here soon that I'll let you know about. So we're going to start setting that up where you guys can get some deals by using Beyond Wednesdays as your promo code, and also help bring some money back to us. So really cool. Shout out to Nick Barucci over at Dynamite and Dynamic Forces for doing that for us. Again, promo code BEYOND. You should see that soon at other sites as well, and other retailers, and I'll let you guys know when those are set up for you guys to use that stuff. And it's going to be, we got a lot of stuff working and bubbling in the background for you guys for cool stuff like that. So appreciate everybody that rocks with us. Again, thank you to everybody that dropped support for us tonight. Shout out to my boy Alex Garcia, our artist who created the Beyond Wednesdays logo. I'm going to reach out to you, Alex, and get you in on that new art room as well. Shout out to Official Music Pub for dropping 20 gifted memberships. Shout out to Luis Mendoza for becoming a member. Shout out to all the new subscribers. Shout out to you, Soggy Girl, for the $50 super chat sticker. Shout out to everybody that's helped us over the last week in supporting the channel. Thank you so much. We appreciate you guys. Shout out to everybody that hangs out with us on the live shows. Make sure over the next couple of weeks, you guys at least drop in and see. You might get some really good stuff. Tuesday night, Brian Polito and Nick Barucci are going to be joining us for a special event talking about the new Evil Ernie Kickstarter that's going on, which is pretty sweet. If you guys haven't heard about that, Evil Ernie is coming back for the first time in 30 years. They're going to reprint a lot of the early Evil Ernie stuff, and there might be chances, we're going to find out on Tuesday night, whether we might see some new Evil Ernie Lady Death stuff coming down the pipe. So that also, we're going to be joined by Philip Sablik from Ignition Press, and we're going to talk about a new book, Just Brutal, which is coming out soon. We're going to be having a really cool limited variant available only for Beyond Wednesday's viewers. It's going to be limited to, I believe, 500 copies that we're going to give you guys a special link drop to sometime next week. So make sure you guys come hang out with us sometime next week. You might not, who knows what show it'll be, but Philip Sablik will be joining us Tuesday night on the industry show, as well as Brian Polito and Nick Barucci. And then on Wednesday night, for Wednesday Night Review, Adam from Comics Board Inc. is going to be joining us to talk about some new Sveta stuff, which is going to be crazy. So make sure you guys join us that night. And we'll also have more information on Just Brutal. Dennis Hopeless is hopefully going to join us, who is the writer for Just Brutal, to talk about it a little bit more. And then, Friday night, of course, House of Stein. And Saturday night, right back here, Modern Comic Mayhem. We'll see you guys soon. Don't remember, use the code word BEYOND over at Dynamic Forces and Dynamite.com for 10% off. And we love you. We're out. Peace.